Hello, hello, welcome to the channel. Live stream after live stream. Welcome, welcome. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into it. So I just went to a live stream, participated as a guest on the channel World of Antiquity, and I kind of wanted to talk about the experience, but also basically the item of discussion, what we talked about. Pretty good experience though. It was quite fun, I have to say. It was really, really good. So let me see if I can open up a few of the tabs here in the meantime while we wait for the stream to actually start. Hello, hello. There you go, Mr. Bra. Hello, welcome guys, welcome. You ready for a new live stream? Hey, Baron. Good day, Legato and Black Knight. So good to have you here, guys. So let's just jump right into it. Hope you guys are doing great, by the way. Thank you so much for joining. Top tier content. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate that. Hey, Smashy. Long time viewer. Thank you. GRV. I appreciate that. Good evening, Johnny. So let's see. This is the channel, guys. I think you are aware. Boom. That's where I went. I joined Dr. Miano's live stream. I was invited, and as you know me, I always appreciate being invited. Interestingly enough, I'm barely there when it comes to the volume. Anyone else experiencing that problem with the volume of my voice? In theory shouldn't be the case, but it's possible that something got twisted. So let me just double check. Anyone else hears me right? Yeah, the microphone is correct, and here it tells me I'm being picked up. Yeah, I think it's a problem on your end, mate. Sorry to hear. The music volume is too much? How about that? Lowered it. Okay. Music is too loud. Oh, I see. But in theory, you shouldn't be getting it. All right. You know what? How about that? Okay, good stuff, good stuff. All right, guys, welcome, welcome. So here we are. As I was saying, I was invited by this channel. I'm going to show you here, World of Antiquity. So the host of the channel is Dr. Miano, and you might be familiar because I've recently made a video, right? I recently made a video, and I'm going to show you. Music is gone. Yeah, I know, it's fine. We don't really need the music right this second, I suppose. And I've recently made a video just to show you what, for those of you who don't know, I think most of you do, although then again, algorithm is always a little weird with these things. So I'm just gonna double check. I'm gonna go to my channel. I'm gonna share my screen in a second. Here we are. So as you know, this is my channel, very nice. And as we go down, you see this, which as you can see, I made a debunking video, not attacking him, of course. I have nothing against him personally, but yeah, we see the past when it comes to ancient Rome in a different way. Yet, I wanted to say this to speak positively about him, because even though we disagree quite strongly on quite a few aspects, he still invited me and said, hey, Metatron, do you want to come and join this live stream? Because I'm going to have a geologist in this live stream as well. I'm going to talk about these alleged findings when it comes to the utilization of SAR technology in the pyramids of Giza. In general, we're talking about the Giza Plateau and the complex. It would be great to have you as a guest because, you know, I watched the conference and then all the other interviews with all the three scientists that are involved in the discussion, whether it be Armando May, Corrado Malanga, or Filippo Biondi. And so they said it would be great to have you. And so I went, and we just finished a 1 hour and 15 minutes live stream. Wasn't too long or in depth, but yeah, it was great. And personally, I really appreciate that because it shows whether we agree or not, because I know some, of course, I mean, a lot of you agree with my positions. Yeah, the blue pill versus red pill guy, exactly. So I know that a lot of you agree with my positions rather than his, but one thing that we can say is that the guy's got spine, because there are a lot of people who could have got offended by it, right? Be like, oh, Metatron, and then started calling me stuff. He not only didn't do that, but he in fact invited me, was very polite. We had very good discussion on the pyramids of Giza. We all three spoke about it. This gentleman here, his name is I kind of put it in the description of my, because I made a post on X about this, and I said I'm joining historian Dr. David Miano and geologist Bob Schneiker on his channel World of Antiquity, and so these are the gentlemen that were involved in this analysis of the findings of Giza. I mostly spoke about the methodology and then answered questions pertaining to what they said. But anyways, it was interesting, so I would suggest you to check it out after the stream. Why not? I'll give him a like. He said he's going to leave the VOD up. And so that's just wanted to tell you this, and then we can speak a little bit about the experience, but you missed it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. That's great. So we can talk about it now. And I still encourage you to go check it. I think it was a good discussion. And in fact, I think I would like to start having some guests, not on all of my live streams, but for some of my live streams, I think it would be nice to have a guest every now and then talk about all sorts of topics that you guys might find interesting. So let's see. A live stream about a live stream. Yeah, that's the meta in Metatron, my friend. Yeah, we got the Maximilian helmet right here. It says, just a matter of time before Metatron is hosting Ancient Aliens. Hey, I'm happy to host anyone. Now, given if I'm hosting someone to have a discussion, conversation, or debate, 3 different formula, of course, and I think that what they present is nonsense, I'll be brutal about it, but polite, right? So you wanna attack the argument, but I would still do it with class. That's just me. But yeah, so no, I don't have a problem having guests. I can have guests that I agree with, and so we can kind of discuss and go deeper into topics that perhaps you guys might find interesting. But at the same time, I'm not against having guests that I completely disagree with, even more than with Dr. Miano, because honestly, with Dr. Miano, we disagree on ancient Rome nomenclature and classification, but there are a lot of other things that we do agree on, so it's not even one of those situations. But if it is a situation where, yeah, I would have someone here that I think spews nonsense 24/7, I would still have them here, and they would be treated with respect. What I would not respect is what they push. So there is that. But yeah, not the case. Skull just did a video on Axis sword execution. Did he? Now I'll have to check him out. I haven't watched Skullagrim in a little while, so that could be good. Hello, Panda Kicker. Good to have you here. So that's cool. Look on the screen. What am I looking at? What do you mean? Oh, sorry. You mean it was here? Yeah, apologies. I didn't even look on the side. Yesterday, I really got into this episode by Cleo Abraham with this physicist here. And yeah, his name is... Man, I don't remember now the name. But anyways, this physicist here, I was very intrigued by it. I'm going to continue watching it tonight. Yeah, I know. I didn't see it. Metachair is the best guest. I agree with that. So one thing we're going to do, of course, today is Friday, which means it's members live stream, but I decided to start for the first 10-15 minutes with the chat being open to say hello to everyone. You got questions, you want to talk about something, you can kind of still redirect where some of this discussion will go. Then we will move into members chat as we always do, and then we'll continue having members chat for the rest of the stream, and then I'll unlock members. I'd unlock the chat to everyone again. So I kind of wanted to do this to give people an opportunity to come and say hi, maybe ask us, because you can still watch even if you're not a member, but maybe you could ask a question so that then we can talk about it during the rest of the live stream. So I wanted to give this opportunity. Still testing, strategies, if you will. Just wanted to make it nice. Apart from that, how are you guys doing? It's already Saturday day? Yeah, no, it's Friday here. Still Friday. It's Friday. Maybe the membership gift angel will arrive. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, there was a time when we got like 15 memberships gifted. So that did happen. And when that happens, I think the membership are randomly distributed among the people who are present on the stream. I think that's how it works. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, because if it wasn't, then it would mean you would have a chance if someone gifts a membership during the live stream, and that's gifted within 980,000 subscribers, you would have one chance in 980,000. But people always say, thank you so much, so 100%, that's what happens. So if there are like 200 people watching, you have 1 in 200 chances to get a membership, and if there are like 20 membership gifted, then the chances are actually pretty high. So I think it's always nice to, and thanks obviously for anyone who is generous like that, because it's always something that I appreciate very much. If I play Doom, not yet, Sam. Doom: The Dark Ages, I imagine you say. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the type of game that I would be into, and the idea of having to download 100 gigabytes. I have a lot of, yeah, my SSD is exploding. I need to delete something. So there's that. Mark says World of Antiquity. We'll see. Yeah. We had an interesting discussion. I mean, at the end of the day, even though we disagree on a few things, on this we mostly agree on. And so at the end of the day, this was a very simple, I say, discussion to have when it comes to the interpretation of the findings under the Giza Plateau. We spoke a lot about the methodology implemented, particularly by because you see, one of the problems that I have with this, as I've discussed at length now, is that the conference proper was divided into 3 because we've got 3 speakers. The first speaker being Armando May, second Filippo Biondi, third Corrado Malanga. And the idea is Corrado Malanga is the big guy, big shot. He's the one that is going to tell us all the wow. Filippo Biondi is the technical expert, so the one that actually understands. It's his technique, so he explains the SAR technology, synthetic aperture radar. And Armando May, who was the first speaker during the conference, was the one that was supposed to give us the intellectual justification as the foundational basis for the rest of the research. So ideally, what motivated them to point the 2 satellites that they used to the Giza Plateau, expecting there to be something underneath, aka the chambers, right? The holes of Amenti, which is what they were expecting and still believe they have found. And he was the one who was supposed to tell us, look, we did all of this research, incredible research, detective stuff. And that's when we decided, you know what, I think the ancient, not Egyptians, because they say it wasn't the Egyptians, but the ancient, whatever the heck, that built the pyramids and the Sphinx and the shaft and Osiris shaft and the Temple of the Valley and all the rest, they are telling us that under here you've got something. And so that's what motivated this. He failed at that presentation. It was a complete, utter nonsense of a presentation. And so if the foundational justification fails, then my level of skepticism is increased by a factor of 10. It still doesn't mean that I know for a fact that that there is nothing underneath. I'm not like that. I always leave a little possibility. I'm like, who knows, maybe there is something. But then again, that's the main problem. So we talked about this at length during this live stream, which I thought it was interesting. But if you have any questions about this, of course, here's the time to talk. Here's the time to talk. What did they call themselves before? The Greeks named the place Egypt. Well, we do have the KMT, KMT, and then the way you articulate that the Egyptians used to refer to themselves. Now, the way you articulate the vowels is always a little tricky, because do remember that Egyptian hieroglyphics do not write vowels, it's only consonants. And this is something that happens in all sorts of Semitic languages, because it's the same in Biblical Hebrew. Now they do write the vowels using dots in Biblical Hebrew, but it's a modern addition in the way it was written originally, no vowels. So we know that K, M, T are the 3 letters that the ancient Egyptians used to refer to themselves. Now some people vocalize that into Kemet. You must have heard it a lot of the times. I personally think that the best, most probable vowel vocalization would be Kumat. That's what I think. But regardless, if you want to use Kemet and you want to use the vowel of convention, which usually is what the is, or maybe you want to justify it through Coptic, I don't have a problem with that. If you think the Kemet is the way, use Kemet, use Kumat, KMT. Pretty much is how they refer to them. Kermit would be a great way to do it. Absolutely, Nicholas. And that's how, yeah. So, no, of course, they didn't use. And likewise, the name Africa, which the Romans used, only meant the north. Literally, it only meant the north. It's a province. Now, which part of this is then extended? You have Africa Tingitana, you have Africa Proconsularis, the length, and then, like, if you want to try and say, yeah, but Africa Proconsularis, for instance, this province, how many modern states that it include, that depends, because in each period during the Roman Republic, during the Roman Empire, these provinces and the prefectures, they change, there is redistribution, but in general we can say that the historical word Africa, which the Romans used, did not mean the entire continent. It only meant the northern part. And up to what point depends on what period we're looking. Wonder what Dr. Zahi thinks. So, Baron, I am interested in watching the Joe Rogan experience with Dr. of course, Zahi. What's his surname? I can never remember his name, but we know who we are talking about. I would want to watch it today, but last time I tried, the stream got blocked. So we can try it later on. We can try and watch some of it and see if the stream gets blocked for copyright claims. Maybe not, maybe it will. If it does, I'll have to finish it up offline, but that's something we might watch. And who knows, maybe even before we get the actual copyright claim, we might still be able to react to a good 10-15 minutes of the Joe Rogan experience featuring the famous Egyptologist, and then I can give you a little bit of a direct reaction to it and my thoughts. And then I don't know if he actually, if I were Joe Rogan, I would have absolutely asked Dr. Surname, Hawass. Is it Hawass? Oh, I think it came back. I think it's Zahi Hawass. I would have absolutely asked him. Yeah, Hawass. Thank you, Baron. I would have asked him about these alleged findings made by the members of this, whatever the heck, Malanga, May, and Biondi. I would have asked him. Did you watch it? Does he ask him? Because if he asked him, I'd be curious to see what he says. But definitely, I'll provide a little bit of a. Yeah. B. Vargas says, I think the term Ethiopian, yeah, the other spelling was typically used for black people. You're absolutely correct. At least among the ancient Greeks. Yes, that's correct. In fact, they use it to mean black people in general. They don't even mean it. Because modernly, Ethiopians are people from Ethiopia. But yeah, Cushite could be referred to as an Ethiopian from the perspective of an ancient Roman. So you're absolutely right. Yeah, Ethiopian history is really cool. Egypt, the most famous Egyptologist. Yep. Did you see Mr. Beast's girlfriend is in an underground chamber, knock on the false hollow plastered walls? No, I didn't see that. I don't really follow Mr. Beast, to be fair. Don't particularly care about famous people's personal lives. I've got other things to spend my time with. Hey, Iron Fang, so good to have you here. Thank you for joining the stream. Ethiopian food is awesome. That's great. Thank you, Jasper, for gifting a membership. Really appreciate it. So, B. Vargas, I will kind of soon switch to members, and you'll be part of the discussion, the inner circle discussion today. And by the way, I wanted to check how the live stream is doing right now. Okay, fine. Just double checking a little bit. And back we are. Very cool, very cool. I appreciate Iron Fang. Very cool name, by the way. Hey, my left. You said Adan just caught the end of it. Of what? Because we're just here. Oh, you mean the end of the original live stream that I took part on with World of Antiquity? It's going to leave the VOD up. So after this, you can go watch it. Or tomorrow, whenever you want. Do you have more viewers on YouTube, on Twitch? Oh, YouTube, definitely. Twitch is still a growing expedition journey, but it's been growing a lot, so I'm very grateful for it. But yeah, no, definitely I have more viewers on On YouTube, yeah. So there's that. Yeah, at one point I will go members only, yes, on YouTube, yeah. Because today's Friday. So Friday we're gonna give time to members to talk in chat, so they have a higher chance for me to read the comments because there are less comments. But then at the end we will, like, occasionally we will switch it back so that everyone can speak a little bit, then we revert back. I kind of want to do it that way because this, in fact, I won't even do it just at the end. Like, as you see now, we're starting everyone, then we'll go into members get to talk and speak however much as they want, then we'll have another 5-10 minutes with everyone, and then we go back to members. So it's mostly for members, but occasionally we do want to also open it to see if people have like some cool comments or some cool ideas, so then we can discuss. I think that's a good way to do it. I watched the early presentation and it appeared to be pseudoscience to me. So talking about, yeah, Giza, right? Yeah. You got at least 15 minutes. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Happy Friday, por favor, 92. Good to have you here. Harvard has an original copy of the Magna Carta. Very cool. Yeah, I'm still not particularly interested, Frank, in Mr. Beast girlfriend, I'll be honest. I understand exploring the underground Egypt, but I don't know. When it's like this kind of famous people, I feel like the sensationalism can... It is what it is. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, the Bohr standard I think is legit, DG, but I don't know in connection to specifically the First Punic War. Yeah, I mean, I can't just give you out of the blue. I would have to review some data for that. Are you going to release the follow-up to the debunking you did on this gentleman? Yeah, at one point, sure, absolutely. It's just that they take a little while to be produced, these videos. They're a little more complicated, but yes. No problem, DG. Hawass told Joe, proof doesn't matter, you must believe. Well, if he did, then I disagree with that. I mean, unless he's talking religion, I don't see why an Egyptologist would say that. But I'll have to hear it from his mouth. I'm sure you understand. Yeah. Tiger Star asks, how do you tell if something, language, building, clothes, is Chinese or Japanese? Oh, there are a lot of telltales. Buildings, like the structures are very different already. Usually, just to give you that very idea, if you see a lot of red buildings, usually it's China. The Japanese tend to be a little more, unless you're in Okinawa, but then again, Okinawa is very strongly influenced by Chinese structural architecture. But in Japan, usually when you see red is the torii. So the actual, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in Japan, if you see red, it's usually this, which are the entrances of Shinto temples. And generally, when we're speaking like bright red, that's that. There are exceptions, but a lot of the times then when you look at other types of, like for instance, Kinkakuji in Kyoto, there isn't a lot of, here you see it's golden, the golden pavilion, like there are a lot more. So that's one thing. It's not the only thing. There are a lot of different, but just to give you like a striking resemblance, like if you go to Okinawa, let's see if we can see historical buildings. There we go. You see, so Okinawa, you start seeing a lot more red, and that's a strong connection to Chinese architecture that they have. But apart from that, then when we look into, like if we see instead, let me see if in Kyoto maybe. There we go. So as you see Kyoto a little bit, as I was saying, but a lot of the times there isn't, like if you see red, it's because there is a Shinto thing, but a lot of the times the pagodas, They kind of use a different, and also the style is different. Same for clothes. When it comes to writings, they are written differently. But then again, if you go way in the past, then there was a time, man, this is gorgeous. There was a time when the Japanese were using only kanji and they were not using hiragana and katakana. So modernly, it's a lot easier to tell them apart. If you're looking at an ancient document, then you kind of have to be an expert sometimes, because they might be written entirely in kanji, which makes them extremely difficult to read in Japanese, by the way. I would rather read classical Chinese than to read Japanese, but that's just me. I mean, classical Japanese. Regular Japanese, sure. Man, I miss Japan. I don't know why this one is not loading, but yeah, I miss Japan. I really do. I really do miss Japan. It is gorgeous. I actually used to go to work and go through a road that looked kind of like this, a bit more rural, but kind of like this, every day for years. Iron Age tombs in Scotland. That sounds very interesting. So I'll put it here as one of the things that we can have a look at. Absolutely. Also martial arts. Yeah, sure. Very different. Absolutely. Okay. So we did, let me see. Yeah, 20 minutes. Cool. As a beginning of the stream. Right now, I'm going to switch the members chat only for some time. And then we will reopen it again in a little bit. But right now, I do want to give, as a way to say thank you to the members, an opportunity to you guys for shining. And one thing though, usually I do the countdown. Yeah, that's what I do on Friday. So I'm reopening it now because I do the countdown. Let's see a little game who can put the last comment in before I switch. And so yeah, that's what we do on Fridays. It's for members. But as I say, I'll reopen it again. All right, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Muppet. Aha! My left was the last. Very, very, very nice. That was quick. That was quick. Thank you, my left, for and thank you, Shirley. But my left wins the race. The last one to enter. And thank you, Shirley, for gifting 5 Metatron memberships. So now we've got Froggy Style, Dr. Phobos, Sam Patton, Frisco Fiasco, Gordon Bell joining the inner circle. So welcome to the inner circle, guys. All right, members, ask away. Whatever you want to talk about, let's have a good time. Let's talk. And thank you again for the support, guys, for becoming members. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to hear, Froggy. Higashi Martial Arts, thank you for the support. Yo, bro, can you go through these kanji for me for my new daughter's name? It's Reina. All right, let me see. Na is the same of Nara. That's really cool. Let me have a look. So let's see. Graceful, beautiful. I think it's one way. So let's have a look. Yeah. Multiple meanings, multiple readings, of course. Yeah, Reina is correct, as you were saying. I think it's very nice. It actually sounds really cool for a girl's name. Reina. Okay. Let's see. Meaning wise as well, they say here. Very nice. Female given name. I think it's a good choice. I think it's a good choice. Just checking one more thing. Yeah, it's okay. So I was looking here just very quickly to look at the characters. So this is in Chinese, the original, of course. Exquisite, sound of jewels. I really like that. Meaning if we put Japanese, yeah, still like it's connected to jewelry. That's very nice. Clear, brilliant. That's nice. And then, of course, the na is the same in Nara. One moment, I misclicked. Here I am. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, exactly. It's the same in Nara. I thought so. Used for names. Yeah. and it refers to a type of tree. That's lovely. I think it's a good choice. Nice one. Nice one. All right. So, guys, you got a membership. That's nice. You play the two trolls blue. It sounds like a Valheim trolls then. Those are blue. Oh yeah, these are the one of you was actually showing these Camster Cairns. I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah, that does look Iron Age, all right. In fact, they look a lot like the first dungeons that you go into when you go to the second biome in Valheim, the Black Forest, don't they? Doesn't this remind you of that? The funerary dungeons that you go into to get the cores that you need. Man, that reminds me of that a lot. That's really cool. And these are in Scotland, you said. Fascinating stuff. I might need to read a little bit about these. That could be interesting for an episode. Man, the entrance looks exactly like Valheim, doesn't it? Look at that. I mean, if you know, you know. Guys, if you know, you know. Absolutely, Gashi. Thank you for being here. Third girl, all with Japanese name. Ayumi, it's a nice name. Mirai, very cool. Mirai like in future, or are you using different characters? Like the mi, is it the mi for beauty, or are you meaning future, depending which kanji you use? Oh, you can go inside. Yeah, there you go. As in future, yeah, I thought so. Mirai, nice. There is an area in Yokohama which is called Minato Mirai. So I don't know what age she is, but if you ever go to Yokohama with her, you need to tell her that there is an area that has the same name as her. So let me just show you very quickly. It's kind of a cool thing because I love Yokohama. It's one of those towns that I love visiting whenever I go to Japan. So this is Yokohama. And if you write Yokohama Minato Mirai, so Minato means the port, and it's called the port of the future. And it's because it looks very futuristic. Like when you go to Minato Mirai in Yokohama, it really does give you. I actually went there to watch Evangelion. Look at this. So yeah, Minato Mirai. You should definitely take Mirai to Minato Mirai. You got to do that. It's not too far from where you stay in Japan. Cool. Very nice. Get the meta wife for the Tolkien talk. She might join later. Now she's talking about Lord of the Rings. I saw her last time she was building her Lego set. I got her a Lord of the Rings Lego set. And so she was building it. It was her birthday present, kind of early birthday present, because we are both born in June. June 4th for me, June 7th for her. And so she wanted that as a kind of early present. Yeah. Hello, Nova. So good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Dave the Dave the perv. Don't worry about the name. Okay, yeah, you were talking about, I don't know, with someone else about the name. I don't know who Tom Bombadil is, to be honest, Sam Smith, but yeah, cool. I see. Doesn't really look like me though. It looks like reverted. It's like I would be this guy if his beard was his hair. Then I'd be like, sure. In fact, if anything, the beard is too short to be my hair. I win. GG. Oh, he's a guy in Lord of the Rings, I see. I'm closing some tabs because we don't need all of these tabs up, do we? I was able to catch 5 minutes of the stream. You were in earlier, and Otomiano was my Egyptology professor back in 2015. Really, that's really cool. Yeah. We at first we had some technical difficulties a little bit with the sound, but it's okay because it was the first time that he was hosting guests. I'm sure that if I start hosting guests on some of my live streams, I'm going to have some technical difficulties as well. And even this morning, I had some problems myself with the internet, and then it ended up being an antivirus. I had a vast antivirus for some reasons. It was blocking all sorts of internet connections, so I had to disable it. I probably don't even need it anyways. But yeah, so it's normal to have technical issues, but I think next time we won't, because now we know how to do it. Oh yeah, that's good to hear, Nova. Thank you, Talos the King, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Bob has a great relation with his wife. Oh, that's good. Good to hear. Recently found your channel, says Dave. I'm enjoying your content thoroughly. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Today, I gotta be honest, I'm happy that today's video is doing well, the one I posted, because the previous 3 didn't. But you know, YouTube is ups and downs. We know that. It's always a matter of how is it gonna go the next upload. You never know. There's always a certain level of uncertainty. Yesterday, I was actually checking. There is talking about Mr. Beast, since earlier on you were mentioning him. One thing, so you're probably familiar with Social Blade. It's the website that, oh my gosh, Talos the King, you just gifted 20 Metatron gift memberships. Thank you so much, Talos the King. You're a king. I really appreciate that. Well, there you go. We're gonna have a bigger chat tonight. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I'll have to wear the mask. I'll have to wear the helmet, I guess, in a little bit. I might wear the helmet in a little bit. Man, that's incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll have a little helm time later. Absolutely. So once again, thank you. Really appreciate your generosity, man. Thank you very much. So yeah, Social Blade is a website. If you don't know, I'll just show you very quickly. And then I'll tell you why I mentioned Mr. Beast. But basically, Social Blade is this website where it's kind of about analytics a little bit. So I will type in a channel, for instance, Mr. Beast, and then it tells me stats about this channel, right? Number of subscribers, views for the last 30 days, goodness gracious, 3.4 billion, and even an estimate on their monthly earnings and yearly earnings. So if you are interested in like, oh, how much does this, how is it go, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the reason why I was mentioning Mr. Beast is because he has his own version of this, which, to be fair, I think works really well. And I kind of wanted to show you very quickly because, let me see if I can find it very fast. Just give me one moment, please. Among other things, you know, there's a lot of things we can talk about today, and this was one of them. I just need to scroll down because I don't remember what it's called. Now, when you don't remember what a service is called, it means that maybe it didn't really work well, the marketing, at least with me, because in theory you should remember it if it's something, you know, that's stuck. Do any of you remember what? I mean, I could Google it. It's probably faster if I just Google it. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna Google it because I'm not gonna find it. All right, I'm just gonna Google it. Let's see. Mr. Beast. Here we go. Okay. View stats. That's what it's called. View stats. All right. So let's go. View stats. I really think he did a very good job with this one. I gotta give it to him. As a YouTuber, I've been using it. So this is his thing. You type a channel here. Try searching Markiplier. Okay. So whoever we put in here, and then once again we could put, I don't know, who do we put, guys? How are you faring with Oblivion? Love it. Yeah, I want to finish it. You say Social Blade is not accurate. Let's see if his is accurate. But as far as I could see, it is pretty accurate. It is pretty accurate up to this point. Like we could even look at I don't know, CoffeeZilla, the first one that I saw here. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that's his channel, and it tells us the views, it tells us the subs. Apparently he's on a downward spiral, and so am I, by the way. And yesterday I checked this. I actually checked this yesterday, and I noticed that a lot of channels seem to be on a down spiral right now when it comes to views and when it comes to subscriptions. So at least I'm not the only one. I'm not saying that yeah, I'll try Asmongold. Probably Asmongold is on an uphill thing, but I'm just saying it's interesting when you click subscribers. Yeah, it was pretty low, and then he had a spike. But when it comes to views, it seems like he has had some lows. Now, that's still super high for him. But if you look at videos, and that's a feature that I thought was very useful, you can click any of his videos, for instance, this one, and it tells you where it was. It was 7 out of 10, for instance, as I was telling you. Yeah, we'll check Moist Critical. So it's 7 out of 10, which means this one didn't do very well. Now, for him, it's still 3 million views, so it's still incredible. But, you know, that's what I was saying. Like, today's video for me is a 2 out of 10, but yesterday's video was a 10 out of 10. So this happens, though, to all of us. It's always an ups and downs. So I wonder what it is. Like, yeah, let's check Let's check Penguins 0. Let's see penguins. Yeah, look at that. So he also has ups and downs, and we're talking penguin here. So he has 132 million views per month. Holy moly. I'll be honest with you. Usually the estimated revenue, of course, it's a massive umbrella. But in my opinion, I think we should look at the upper end. I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah, so if we go to videos, how is this one? 1 hour ago, he just posted, and it's 8 out of 10. You see, it's happening. It happens to everyone. Even extremely successful creators will have videos. This one, I think, did well for him. Let me see. Yeah, this was 1 out of 10. So you see, that's how it is. Ups and downs. And that's the crazy part about being a YouTuber. What can you do? But I think it works. I think the stats are correct. And it also gave me this idea, because right now, as you know, I'm on negative subscribers, unfortunately. Well, I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want it to be like, my gosh, Metatron, that's all you talk about. But I'm saying, I was trying to see if it's happening to other people too. And it seems like it is. It seems like people have been experiencing some strange downgrades. Yeah, let's see Asmongold. Asmongold TV. Let's see if he's experiencing any... Okay, it's loading. There we go. So his subs are doing really well. His views are going down. He makes 700,000 a month. It's insane. That is an insane amount of money. But anyways, yeah. But as you can see, even as Mongold, it's ups and downs. It seems like subscribers are good for him though, so that didn't affect him. In fact, they're going better than usual. Subscribers have been affecting other channels though, significantly. Yeah, I don't know what led to this chapter, to be honest, but here we are. But yeah, okay. So for the Empire of Tamriel. Yeah, I love the Empire, guys. Yeah. Oh, we should check that. Max Miller is doing fantastic. I'm sure if we look at him, it's gonna go all spiraling up. Dave says, I only see your older videos on recommended. I have to go and click subscription for your latest videos. You know, I've noticed this. I've been getting comments on videos that are from years ago. Hey, I'll take it. Whatever gets views. If it's gonna be my videos from 5 years ago, whatever. I mean, whatever they want. Yeah, Asmongold doesn't even use that money. He doesn't even use it. If I was him, I would have bought a freaking castle in Europe. You know what I would have done? I would have bought a medieval castle in Europe. Could you imagine that? So yeah, he only recommends old videos. That is so strange. Hey, it's better than Ruff. It doesn't recommend any video, so I'll take it. You got the Max Miller cookbook. I have to order it myself. You're still getting the new videos daily, says Cortova. So it's kind of a case by case, I see. Yeah. Baron says, Raf, check another right-wing figure. What do you mean another? Because I don't know if... I know that... Is Asmongold right-wing? I know some of his stakes are right-wing, but not all of his stakes are right-wing. I thought he was more of a... either a centrist or kind of a mildly right-wing. That's the way I saw him, to be honest. You say he is, but then again, you're on the left, so I kind of want to hear someone on the center say that, mostly because I've seen Hassan calling him a right winger, and I don't believe a word that comes from Hassan. So Nicholas also agrees he's a right winger. I see. Okay, well then he's a right winger, I guess. I see. And Black Knight says you would consider him more as a cultural conservative and economic liberal. Yeah, I can see that. Basically, the opposite of Philip DeFranco, because Philip DeFranco is culturally liberal and economically conservative. That's what he said. So Philip DeFranco is like the opposite, right? You're saying he's 80% right wing. I understand. That's a great website, Metatron. Thank you. Absolutely, Sam. I know that he launched it like 5 months ago, Mr. Beast. I did not know, and so I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that soon. I see Higashi because I've heard him say stuff that when it comes to Asmongold, maybe we could one of these nights. I kind of want to react to him, not today, but one of these dates. I do want to react to a couple of his videos and see how much I would agree and disagree, just out of curiosity. And of course, I can do that with any other online persona that you want. You choose, and I'll react. It doesn't matter if it's a political streamer or not. Whoever you want. You know, as you know, I've been reacting a lot to history. Hit this, professor that. No one is really outside the scope of reaction. Whoever you want, I will share my opinions. And but yeah, we could do that one of these nights and see. Hello, skeptical Luigi, skeptical Luigi. Very cool. Oh yeah, rage baiting. Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone, all of these. Again, I don't consider Asmongold to be a political commentator, by the way. Asmongold is a gamer who comments on politics, and there is a distinction there. I do like some of his takes. Sometimes with Asmongold's up to this point, I watch him and then I'll go based, and then 50 seconds after I'm like, no, no, sorry, disagree. So that's how it is for me on a kind of a dice roll. But yeah, he does get more views than all of the political commentators on Twitch, which I thought was hilarious. The actual political commentators. But yeah, I think even he would agree with this if I said you're a gamer who comments on politics, mate. It's not like he studies economic policy. That's what I mean, right? The way he lives is scary. Hey, however yeah, but whatever he wants. I mean, it's his life, so that's how he want to keep the house. Didn't he clean it recently? I think he made a video saying he finally cleaned his house. I think he needs a woman's touch. That's what I think for the house. The house needs a woman's touch. You see him as leaning right. I see Brandon. Yeah, I would agree with that. On quite a few topics, I would say so too. But he's not like a Matt Walsh who is 100% right wing. Like 100. There is not even a 1% of anything else but right wing in a Matt Walsh. I think Asmongold has made some statements that to me sound left wing. So yeah, I would say he's right leaning. That's how I would describe him. But he's also a gamer. He's primarily a gamer. Yeah, that's what I say, Nicholas. Exactly. Politics wish they had video game numbers. I mean, sure. Or music. Music on YouTube is incredible. You just see the shorts. No, I've seen some of his long form content. Occasionally watch him on Twitch, although there are other streamers that I watch too. There is this guy, he absolutely cracks me up. What's his name? It's like this guy, and he's so funny. It's a gamer. He's on Twitch, and he gets monumental numbers. I'm talking 50,000 people watching. He's really funny. I'll have to open my Twitch and see if I can if I can see, because usually he's live. Oh, there we go. Asmongold right now is live. Sorry for the audio one moment. Well, yeah, I mean, Asmongold right now is live and has 54,000 people watching. Crazy numbers. But there is another creator who also gets those numbers, but he only does gaming. I'll have to see if I don't remember the name now. If it comes back, I'll tell you. But he's really funny. Like, really funny. He cracks me up. But yeah. You missed the old intro. What happened to it of the old guitar? What intro? What guitar? Oh, I think I know what you mean. Occasionally, I still use it occasionally. It's just that at one point in my channel's life, I always said the same intro and the same outro for the music. It's just that Yeah, I mean, I guess people don't like change, but as a creator, I started to be like, I kind of want to have every video with its own intro so that I can uh, express myself artistically a bit more. Like for instance, I made an intro the other day with the Crusader helmet. I thought it was great. Thank you, Adam Lyons, for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome to the inner circle, my friend. Oh, the drawn Metatron avatar. Yeah, the chibi Metatron. That's what that one is called. Yeah, I'll have to see and maybe bring him back sometimes. I did try back in the day to make full videos with the avatar, but they never really did very well. So there's that. Oh, that's cool, Sam. Thank you. Yeah, the Metatron has spread his wings is still something I say in most videos. Sometimes I don't at the end if the video needs to have like a more like poignant ending. Sometimes I do. Then I won't say it, but generally I still say it. As a PNG tuber, oh, that would be funny. Yeah, that would be funny. You remember those videos, Cortoba? Yeah. You always think of Transformers. That's Megatron with a G, but sure, I can see why. How did you decide upon using the name Metatron? I actually have a dedicated video, believe it or not. It's because one is my favorite angel, like the lore, the 72 wings and all that. I love it. But mostly because due to the fact that the channel is about history and civilization, culture, then Metatron is the heavenly scribe, which is why he's the only angelic being that is allowed to sit in the presence of God. And the reason is because being the angelic scribe, he writes down the deeds of men. So he is the heavenly historians within the angelic choir. And that's why the channel was called Metatron. Welcome back, Adam. Even your wife and kid know Metatron has spread his wings, so that's good branding them. Then, very cool. Any word on any new merch? Gosh, any new merch? Not yet. No. I should come out. We are discussing with to see if we can add another pendant with with Viking jewelry, because as you know I make my own rings. But we were considering making a Metatron pendant, like something that people could wear. So we'll see. Autobot Matt says, I always learn something. That's nice, but I don't know if you want to keep that name, mate, because if people think you're a bot, that could be, you know, disadvantageous. Where do you get your cool helmets and gear? It depends. Like I usually have them produced by a bunch of smiths, craftsmen. And so, like, this one was made by one armorer. The helmet is from another armorer. My Lorica segmentata is from different people as well. So, like, would that kind of depend on the helmet and the armor? But they're mostly made to order. Gamer subs flavor soon? Probably not. I'm not Penguin. I know we share similar hair, but no, I'm not gonna do that. Metatron bottle opener. Now that one could be a good idea. Metatron bottle opener. You know? Yeah. I should make a shirt with "Let me be a little pedantic." Yeah, I should do that. Oh, I don't know. This is a hoodie that my wife got for me, so I'm not sure where she got it. I don't know. Oh, you're a Transformers fan, I see. Oh, it's your gamer tag. Yeah, it's fine, no problem. Not a problem, my friend. Yeah, laws of physics are reversed in this house. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in Dark Souls 3, but even in Demon Souls, this kind of helmet is present because if you think about it, Demon Souls, the knight, right? He does look like he's wearing Maximilian armor, and this is a Maximilian helmet. As you can see, it's an armet, but it's got the fluting. That's what you call it when you have these ridges, right? That increase the overall structural integrity and make it quite solid. It's a different approach to that used in white Italian armor. That's why it's called white, because it's smooth. But I do find it very beautiful. And then, yeah, that's the helmet. You can open it. Of course, this is an armet because the opening is here. So there is a split and it opens sideways. But I've got another armet coming soon, which technically could be considered to be a closed helmet, which instead is solid in the front and opens forward, which I thought also looks really good. But yeah, this one is very similar to the helmet. Not exactly identical because the visor looks different, but it's very similar to the kind of Maximilian aesthetic that we see on Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Gorgeous games, by the way. I'm a massive Fashion Soul guy, by the way. When I play those games, I play them for the fashion. Think you would do any video game review videos on the Protectorate? Yes, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't just want to do Let's Plays on the Protectorate. It's just that those were easier to post. But yeah, for sure. Are you experiencing issues with the stream, Frog? Well, let me know anyone else if you're experiencing, but I don't see anyone else mentioning it. And on my end, everything looks good. Let me see, live streaming. I even have a message saying excellent connection, so no, I have no problems on my end. I'll close a couple of tabs that we don't need because we don't need them, so I can do that. But yeah, all good on your end. Yeah, I think it's on your end, mate. Sorry to hear. What is the function of the pegs on the right side of the mask? Ease opening. Yeah, that's exactly what you use it for. So imagine that I'm wearing this. Imagine that I'm wearing this. When I'm wearing it, if I want to lift this, of course I could grab it from the front and lift it. But if you're wearing a gauntlet, that could be a problem. So instead, I just have to find this and then lift it this way. And that's how, because of course, this is something you would want to do even on the battlefield if you need to look around, if you need to breathe a little bit, if you have a chance, maybe one of your squires has got some water and you're in a moment when you're not actually engaged in combat, you want to do that. And sometimes some people, I mean, during a charge, visor stays down, but when you're engaged in hand-to-hand combat, we do see a lot in iconography that they lift the visor. They do it more often during tourney, but they will do it sometimes during war as well, if needed. So you do have to be able to access it. And then on the other side, let me see if I can show you. Yeah. So you could say, but isn't that a problem? But because then, like, how is it secured? And there is another hook that you see here, which then you can use to secure it. So now it's locked. So if someone tries to do this and remove it, they would have to first grab this, which makes it harder. But I know where it is. So of course I can lift this and then lift this. And now it's free to be lifted. So it's interesting tech. And all of this was present on the original that we used as a reference for this. It's not like a perfect replica, but it's relatively faithful as a replica. And I'm so looking forward. The other helmet has been shipped. I'll do an unboxing on Patreon because all of my unboxings go on Patreon. But then I'll show it here. You'll see it here. We'll talk about it a little bit. It's going to be good. We still don't have an armored emote, but I'll build it. I mean, I already have the drawing, so we'll add it. Yeah, of course. There are lots of, yeah, exactly, Sam. Of course, you are an expert because you forge stuff. Lots of different options, clearly. What year? This would be either late 15th or early 16th. Maybe this one specifically is 16th. I can see if I can find the original. Let me see if I can find the original. It's from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So I can show you the original and then we can talk a little more about whatever you want, really. But let me see. Wrong, that's the store. Found it. All right, let me see if I can find the helmet. So we're gonna go. We're gonna do this. So we're gonna go into search. We're going to armor. Maybe I need to go to no. Here we go. Yeah. So now we go into Maximilian. It might be this one. So we'll see if it's either this, which will be early 16th. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see if it's that one. Let me have a look. Kind of looks... Yeah, there we go. Let's see. So if it's not this one, it's very similar to this one, but maybe it is this one. Let me see. Not exactly the same. It's similar type, of course. This one also has the pin, as you can see, but the connection mechanism here, it's a little lower. It's a little lower, but it does have the little hook, and it's an armet that opens to the sides. See, it's very similar. Very similar. Yeah. Very well preserved, absolutely. And this is early 16th, yeah. 1520, German Nuremberg, steel and leather. And the weight is not too bad, but this is the weight of the entire armor, by the way, not just the helmet, of course. Man, could you imagine 26 kilograms helmet, 57 pounds of helmet? Could you imagine that? No, it's the weight of the entire armor. So this is one of my favorite. I think it's a very beautiful looking armor. And by the way, this is very rare because if you notice, this armor has kind of a double configuration here that it's kind of a little bit on the rarer side when it comes to the Maximilian. Another thing about Maximilian armor is that the only part that doesn't have the ridges is the shin guards. So these never have this. I don't know why, to be honest, but that's how it is. Articulating breastplate, exactly, yeah. There is another one, though. Let me see. Maximilian. They have another one. Double L? Maybe double L? Let me see. Yeah, probably it's double L. I never remember if it's double L or not. Let's go into art. It's not what I'm looking for. All results. That's a bit too much. No, let's go into... Let's see if we can find it like this. Yeah, so there is another helmet that is, and another set of armor that I think looks really cool. If I don't find it in the next like few seconds, I will look it up later because I don't want to take too long. I want to read chat. But just to see, there are so many beautiful. I love the Metropolitan. I mean, look at this one. I love the Metropolitan Museum of Art. My gosh, it's really impressive. Every time we go to New York, my wife knows it. We're gonna spend some time. We're gonna spend some time in here. Maybe we can try and write helmet and see what we get. Yeah, how about we try that? Just out of curiosity. Gorgeous stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. I found it. The field armor. Yep. It's another one that I like very much. In fact, this is more typical of Maximilian. This type of breastplate is more typical of Maximilian style. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. So similar pin on the side. Help you lift it. So this helmet is closer to the other one, and this one has smaller spolders rather than the big pauldrons that the other one had, but it is gorgeous. Why is the waist so tight? Because it helps with weight distribution, similarly to a rucksack or a backpack for tracking, the ones that you connect at the natural waist. Because this way, it's always going to be, like when you wear medieval armor, this is a little bit on the extreme side, but in general, whether it be hourglass or whether it be the more extreme wasp waist, which is more this one, yeah, wearing armor, you always have to feel a tiny bit uncomfortable when it comes to how tight the waist is. The reason is that what that does is that then the weight of this entire cuirass, including the fold and placard, is not going to rest on your shoulders, which would make it really tiring, but it's going to be heavily distributed, evenly distributed, and it will basically be here, and so you won't feel it. You won't feel it. And when it's well proportioned, it's phenomenal. It's great. It really helps. It really helps. Yeah. I think it's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful. 1520, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. History of Iberian Peninsula, sure. Reason Ant, that could be nice to explore as well. And then, yeah, the backpack. Yeah, that's a good idea with the backpack comparison, yeah. That's how it works. But it's even more important here because the weight, I mean, this is steel. So, yeah. You could still wear it, but it would be a lot more tiring and your shoulders would kill you. No, it's not boob armor. This is for a guy, but it is a little convex, concave. If you see, it's not straight because breastplates are never straight and flat. They are always a little curved because the curvature helps encouraging blows to glance off. Because basically, if you have a flat surface and something attacks it, hits it, whether it be a sword strike, whatever, anything really, mace, spearhead, arrow, then if it's flat, the energy is gonna be boom, direct. You're gonna feel it a lot more. But if it's like this, it will tend to be distributed away from the target because it doesn't have a place to grip properly, right? So the design is really a connection of form and function. It looks beautiful, but it is very functional at the same time. Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, a bit like they do in tanks. Totally. Yeah, I mean, armor division. Totally. Yeah, it is. It is very well preserved. You're absolutely right, Raphael. You think I would also look good in a Tang era Chinese helmet? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm more a Ming dynasty type of brigand. If you give me a brigandine from the Ming dynasty, that's the, yeah, you got me. But even some like mountain pattern armor would be interesting to see. Yeah, Tang. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. But yeah, I love Chinese armor as well. Totally. Yeah, yeah. Let's have a look. Let's Google it. Dynasty helmet. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I mean, let me see which one specifically you were thinking, but maybe something like this would be really cool. If that's what you were referring. Man, look at this one. Chinese ancient Tang Chao. That would be in Chinese. I think it's Chao is dynasty. So Ming Chao, Tang Chao. If I'm right, it's second tone for Tang. Wow. Yeah. I imagine different levels of quality, of course, in here. Oh, this must be bronze. This must be more ancient. Man, Chinese armor looks so good. It's so strange that it's not that known if you think about it. Because anyone, if you ask anyone who's not into armor, can you picture a Japanese suit of armor? They'll say yes, or a medieval knight, yes. But when you tell them, can you imagine what the Chinese? I mean, I think if you know a little bit, the first thing you'll think it's either the brigandines or lamella. But still, it's not as present in the. I think it's because of pop culture. I mean, there are a few games like the Three Kingdoms or like the Dynasty Warriors that do feature Chinese armor, but still not as popular, I suppose. You like the neck guard can pin up to the I see to form a brim. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's actually very cool. I like that the neck guard. Yeah, a helmet can be said to be heavy, hot, and uncomfortable, but when you're doing such things as storming an enemy castle and arrows, large stones, and molten lead, oh, well, yeah, for sure, yeah. No. That's in fact, my uncle Valerio sometimes was like that. Whenever he would see helmets in my collection back home, he would tell me, "Oh, but that's crazy. Why would they want to wear that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's preferable over the business end of an axe." you know, because that's what you're talking about. And it's interesting because this raises another interesting question. That's the idea that in video games, a lot of characters that are warriors, knights, guards, anyone who is supposed to be wearing armor, they tend to wear armor on their everyday, like every day. That's what they do. All day, every day long, full plate armor with the helmet on, with the visor down, and they just stand, walk around, enter the tavern like that. And I always thought that that was kind of strange because, from a medieval perspective, yeah, if you're a town's guard, sure. I remember this reading this document from the town of Florence in the 15th century when they were ordering a certain number of barbutes for the local guard. So sure, but full battlefield gear just because you're walking around town is a little bit. I mean, in a fantasy setting, sure, but in the medieval period, I think it would be a little strange unless there was some kind of parade or some situation when you're posing for a portrait, or maybe you are visiting an important person like a king. Like there are situations in which you can wear the armor, appearing in public to show off, sure, but you're just going around wearing full plate armor all day. It's something that happens a lot in fantasy. Yeah, like a pike, a helmet, sure. Yeah. Question from Goatee. Is Lorica segmentata something Roman soldiers would actually have said? No. It's a modern term. It is absolutely modern neologism. And the reason why, well, it's possible that they used Lorica because Lorica is the word that they use for armor in general. But what they added after that, we have no idea. There are some speculation. Segmentata, no. It is possible that they called it Lorica laminata because the term laminae is, or lamina, is used specifically in the records to describe the single girth hoops that, as you put them together, build a lorica segmentata. So due to the fact that we know that they called the single elements lamina, laminae, then it's possible that they said lorica laminata, but we don't know that. So how did they call it? Nobody knows. It is also likely that they may have just referred to it as armor, like in the military. It could be like put on your armor rather than having to every time specify what type of armor it is. But this is similar with other armors. We don't know. Like we don't have any proof that the Romans called it lorica hamata either. You know, hamata being, I think everyone knows here, but lorica hamata. This is also not a period term to describe male. This is clearly late imperial, late Republican, early imperial, because it has the reinforcement on the umeralia. This is what the shoulder pads are called. Regardless, yeah, so lorica. The reason why we call it lorica hamata is because, once again, the word hamus in Latin is the rings, right? So, yeah, it's basically you're calling it armor ring, so ring armor, if we had to translate it. Ringed armor, in fact, it could be a way to translate it. But we do know what the Romans called this one, actually, because, once again, they either called it armor or they call it lorica gallica, because they basically repurposed a Celtic invention, which was mail, used by the Gauls specifically, and so they called it Gallic. So that if you want to use the period term for this one, you can. You can just call it Lorica Gallica. I don't know why we don't call it like that. Oh, that's me. I don't know why we don't call it like that, but that would be the only one that I am aware of in the sources that actually we find. Thank you, Baron, for the support. May want to check out Oldhammer Grand. I don't know what that. Oh, Grand Cathy. Let me see. What would it be? Because I don't know what the. Oh, the cannon or the crew? Oh, the whole army. You're saying? Wow, that looks great. Yeah, you shouldn't show me that because I'm gonna end up spending being financially responsible. Man, look at the armor. So are they based on a little bit on Chinese armor as well, or no? Yeah, look at the dragon right there. Definitely an Eastern dragon because no wings. They just fly. They're basically flying serpents, Chinese dragons. They're called long in Chinese. And in Japanese, you can call it ryu or you can call it tatsu. Don't quote me on the pitch, though. But yeah, the Asian dragon has Cathay. There you go. It's a new army, is it? Oh, wow. Yeah, they do look very Chinese inspired. That's very cool. I had no idea. Man, they look good. Yeah, so that's one of the differences. There are a lot of differences between Western dragons and Eastern dragons. Eastern meaning Asian, Far Eastern dragons. But one of the characteristics is this: they don't have wings. Whereas in the West, in fantasy, not only you have to have wings to be a dragon, but the wings must not be. I kind of want to go a little nerd on you today, but yeah. So this is a dragon because he has got 4 arms, sorry, 2 arms, 2 legs, and the wings. If the arms are part of the wings, that's a wyvern. if I'm pronouncing it right, on wyvern or wyvern. I don't know. I'm gonna go with wyvern. So that's already like, these are true dragons. This one is not really a dragon. Oh no, this one is a dragon as well. But if we, yeah, a wyvern usually is the one that connects the arms, and then you have drakes as well. So in the West, the situation gets a little complicated. But definitely a characteristic of Eastern dragons is they're usually good. They're benigns, usually. Whereas Western dragons, often they're villain, not always, because you have the wise dragon that instead understands, and then in D&D you have the different colors. Golden dragons can be good, but red dragons, black dragons are evil. Okay, we know that. But I'm saying often the dragon, in the most general term into fantasy, is, you got the knight, the good man, you got the dragon, you got the girl. In order to get the girl, the knight needs to slay the dragon, so the dragon is the evil guy. So that's a different approach, in exception being all the different varieties. Blue dragons are my favorite, by the way, in D&D. The ones that use lightning as an attack. I love that. So it's good fun. Good evening, Winter Suns. Good to have you here. And yeah, dragons are great. Dragons are great. Meta, the most famous of the Muppets. Absolutely. But glory to Kermit. I wonder what the armor from the soldiers set in Tears of the Kingdom. What, Zelda? Tears of the Kingdom. And then I'm gonna do soldiers armor. Oh, it's the same as Breath of the Wild. If it's this one you're talking about, yeah, it's the same as Breath of the Wild. It's pretty nice. I love it. It is a mixture of Western European, like the shoulder plates, the arms, the gauntlets going on top of the arms, which is correct. The legs kind of remind me of Saint Seiya, because they tend to have these like massive boot-like legs, which are like one thing, a connection between the Sabaton and the greaves. And then yeah, it's very Western European inspired, but maybe the helmet I can see a little bit of Eastern in there. What do you think? How much of Japan have I toured? Ooh, mostly Honshu and Kyushu. So I've never been to Shikoku, never been to Okinawa, and never been to Hokkaido. Maybe next time. So, but Honshu, yeah, East and West, quite a bit. Quite a bit. And then he's wearing a surcoat, yeah. Yeah, I like the soldiers set, in fact. I think it looks pretty nice. I think I wore this one for a while in Breath of the Wild. I still haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, though. Do you guys recommend it? Every time Metatron says sauces, you mean sauces like tomato sauce. Yeah. I mean, do they differ? I think they sound the same. It's a sauce and it's a sauce. I don't know. I say them the same. Maybe they are different if you're native. To me, I articulate them the same. Maybe I'm being lazy. Tears of the Kingdom is good, says Daniel. Good to see you here, by the way. Thank you for being here. Hello, German. Oh gosh, May. Oh, you think it's actually better, Tears of the Kingdom? But I already thought that Breath of the Wild was a great game. I honestly don't know how like younger kids play it, because I remember having a tough time finishing. I did the 4 gigantic, I don't remember what they're called, but the 4 massive dungeons with inside the gigantic monsters. I don't remember mechanical monsters. Don't remember. It's been a while. I did finish all 4, and basically all I needed to do now is go to the main castle, the Divine Beasts. Thank you. And I need to finish it. I needed to go to the main castle and do that one to then face the final boss, Ganon. I don't remember his name, but I didn't want to, because I wanted to finish to doing more shrine hunting, because I really enjoy the shrines, which is why I never finished it. Really, Nova. Goodness gracious, I'll have to try it. Basically I have to stop. I have to give up on the shrines. I'll have to finish Breath of the Wild, so then I can play Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, Calamity Ganon, thank you. I like that it's Ganon, because it reminds me of Ocarina of Time, which still remains my favorite Zelda, by the way. I don't even care. Oh, they are homophone in British English. In American English, they're different. Oh, yeah, of course. So, yeah, I think in British English, it's sauce for tomato and still sauce for your sauces, like the. But I guess in American, you would say sauce, right? Or sauce if you're from New York. But yeah, sauce for like tomato, and then sauce. And of course, you do pronounce the R. Of course, they sound very different in an American accent. That makes sense. Thank you for the explanation of the drumstick. Makes sense, yeah. Sauce, yeah. I hate that the weapons break in Zelda, Elmin. Same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, American accent is a different distinction, says Raphael. You're absolutely right. Yeah, totally. Nova says, I'm not very good at games, but I can play Zelda. And yes, Ocarina was my first Zelda game. It's hard to forget. My first Zelda game was the NES one. That was my first Zelda game. So I really started with this. No, actually, you know what? I bought the Zelda game after I had played Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. So my actual first Zelda was Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. Sorry, I gotta show it. This was my first Zelda game. Yeah, this one here. For the Game Boy. Original Game Boy, so no color. Basically only green. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do I still have a physical copy? I think I do. It's probably back there. I do think I still have the physical copy of this. Yeah. This was my first Zelda, but loved it. Loved this one for Game Boy. Loved the NES. Super NES version is when things started to get more like, wow, this is a really deep game now. And then I think Ocarina of Time blew it out of the water on the Nintendo 64. Yeah, this is where it gets serious. It was the first 3D one, Ocarina of Time, and I think they did a fantastic job, notwithstanding the hardware limitations, because they were still fixated on keeping it in a cartridge, whereas Sony was already moving on to CDs, and so they still did a phenomenal job, though. Phenomenal job. It was the very first game that I played where I could ride a horse in 3D. In 2D, of course, there are plenty of other games that allowed you to do that before it, but this was the first one for me where I could actually ride a horse in a 3D environment, and it blew my mind. What a game. Yeah. I mean, I have it right here. I keep it right here. Yeah. Nintendo 64, Ocarina of Time. Gorgeous game. Yeah. Love it. I don't know why it's there, because I think I showed it during another live stream. Usually I keep it in the back. Did Daggerfall have a horse? Yes. You're right. It did. But I didn't play Daggerfall back in the day. I started with Morrowind, actually. Final Fantasy X had the best soundtrack. Yeah, 10 was great. The piano intro is fantastic. You're right. Do you tend to play games in Italian or English these days? No, I play them in English unless it's a game set in Japan. Then sometimes I enjoy switching them in Japanese. But generally speaking, I play them in English. If Italian is an option, it kind of depends on the game. Like, for instance, if I'm playing a Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, I will play it in Italian, because that was the very first game I ever played for PlayStation 1 that actually allowed you to choose Italian as an option, which blew our mind, because any other game was in English. We did not get localization when I was a child, and therefore, at the time, I couldn't read English, so I had no idea what anything was about. I had no idea. I didn't know. But Broken Sword, entirely dubbed in Italian, it was like, I can't believe that I can hear my language spoken and actually understand what they're on about. So yeah, I would, due to nostalgia, I would still replay that in Italian, yeah. Pyramid Scheme Day today, yeah. I mean, at the beginning of this, we spoke a lot about the pyramids. Now we went a little bit astray and started speaking about anything else, but we will get back to the pyramid talk, because I do enjoy talking about it. We are going to mention the game? Yeah. I love Broken Sword, by the way. First one is still my favorite. Second one was pretty decent too. After that, I kind of lost interest in the series. Link's Awakening is still a great game. It's cool that they made a remake with different graphics. We do have it. It was crazy to listen to your own language spoken when you're used that games are not in Italian. It's just how it was. And then there was another one called Last Report for play. It's like the Last Report. That's the other game for PlayStation 1 that was dubbed in Italian. Evidence, The Last Report, yes. What a game, by the way. You should... I'll probably do a playthrough of this one of these nights. I'll do the playthrough in Italian, in English, of course. But this game was another one that allowed you to choose Italian. And goodness gracious, I still remember the voice acting. It was actually pretty decent. The voice acting was good. So there is this scene when you are... It's like a detective kind of game with a lot of full motion video. And more like an interactive experience, really. But anyways, there is this part where this guy at the police station is interviewing you. And so he puts the lamp on your face. And then I remember the Italian voice being a little dodgy. Like this, I remember this. I still remember it to this day. What did he say? He was like, yeah, he went, "Conosceva Sarah Hopkins," which means, did you know Sarah Hopkins, which is the murder case, right? And then you can choose yes or no. And then it's so funny because then I would say yes. So I would go, sì. And then he goes, "Eravate amanti," which means, were you lovers? I will never forget it. I was 13. I will never forget it, the guy. And so we would with my mates, we would laugh our heads off because we would give him answers that would make no sense whatsoever. So he would say, "Conosceva Sarah Hopkins?" Did you know Sarah Hopkins? And I would go, "No." And then he goes, "Eravate amanti." Were you lovers? Yes. But how can you be a lover if you don't know her? I don't know. It would just kill us. It was just so funny. Yeah, I still remember it, man, after all of these years, and something really sticks to your mind, right? This is funny to me because I always switch language to Japanese whenever possible. Yeah, me too. As long as it's a game that either it's like anime-like looking, then I'll do it. I won't play Skyrim. I mean, I did play Skyrim in Japanese because I bought it in Japan, so I had to. There was no other choice. You had to play it in Japanese. The only thing you could change was the subtitles, but the localization when it comes to... Because I played it on console, So I did play... My very first experience with Skyrim is in Japanese. I always thought that the Altmer sounded really cool in Japanese. Basically gave them the typical anime talk. "Nani shiterunda?" That's how they sound. So they sound very arrogant. Of course, because it's the yeah. But I always thought that they were the coolest ones when it comes to the dubbing. But yeah, no, I did play Skyrim in Japanese, but now I wouldn't. Now I would just play it in English. But when it comes to like a game like Way of the Samurai, I do think that in Japanese is the best way to experience it. But when I'll do a playthrough, I'll probably do a playthrough in English first, and then we could do a separate playthrough in Japanese for those who are interested. Yeah, I didn't have English audio. I couldn't choose it. Not for console. In Japan, just Japanese. I guess it's because people don't know English in Japan, and let's be honest about it. They don't. I've had situations in Tokyo, so never mind the rural areas where I lived, but I've had situations in Tokyo where like I would stop a police officer because I wanted some directions, and I would ask him in Japanese. I would be like, "Sumimasen, eki wa doko desu ka?" So, "Excuse me, where is the station?" And the guy, because I look Western, he would kind of panic. He understood me perfectly, but then he would start to try and speak English, which he couldn't. So he will go into you go right. So he would like try to speak English, and then I wouldn't understand because it was basically spoken katakana. And at that point, I mean, bless his heart, I do appreciate. But then I would tell him, "Suimasen, Nihongo de onegai shimasu." Like I would ask him to speak Japanese because it was 10 times easier than trying to figure out what on earth he was on about, and I really needed the directions because I needed to catch a train. So yeah, that has happened, but then the longer I lived in Japan, the less this would happen because I guess they could tell that I was confident enough to speak like, okay, this guy lives here, he's not just a tourist. And so luckily that started happening less and less. But the first times in Japan, it was not easy to have to deal with Katakenglish. Yeah. So there is that. That would be interesting to play Japanese Skyrim. I mean, sure, it's a good way to practice. They recognize the Italian from a mile away. I'd say they recognize the Westerner from a mile away because they do have trouble knowing like the average taxi driver in Japan has a little trouble recognizing the differences between people in the West. It's all West. Oftentimes they would ask me American, like they would assume Westerner must be an American, and then I would tell them ie Italiajin desu. So no, I'm an Italian. And then they would react. Their reaction, the typical reaction of a taxi driver, would be, "そうなんですか?" That's what they do. Yeah, so I've done it. I've done it, man. The number I've probably taken hundreds of taxis, maybe who knows how many in Japan. I used to use taxis a lot. Are you saying we all look the same, Metatron? To them, no, but yes. I mean, no, because of course someone who's blonde with blue eyes doesn't look like me. But we are still Westerner from their point of view. So there's that. You would really love to visit Japan. You should, Adam. It's really good. Oh yeah, I know. I think these days they might be a little less, because usually Japanese are very friendly with Western people in my experience. It's just that unfortunately, due to some bad apples, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, Johnny Somali, or in general the like of those streamers that have been harassing people. I think like now I wouldn't tell them hello, I'm a streamer, because I wouldn't want them to think, or I'm a YouTuber, because now I think that these people have painted a negative perception of this. So it is what it is. But I still think that, you know, should be yeah, you have a very large diaspora of Japanese in Brazil. I heard about that. There are quite a lot of Brazilians in Japan too. Yeah, I do that well. Yeah, no, I know. I've lived there. Yeah, I know. I know Japanese. I know how how they do all the mannerism and the way they speak. Soなんですか. Subarashi. It's like taxi drivers. I know my taxi drivers in Japan. To me, it's like, hey, taxi driver, let's have a chat. That's how it is. I always talk to taxi drivers. It's always great. Plus, they are fantastic, by the way. When we were in Kyushu, because I'm very familiar with Honshu, but I wasn't that familiar with Kyushu. Now I am. I visited like 5 or 6 cities last time I went. And of course, we would ask the taxi drivers, where do you eat ramen? Because, you know, this guy's from here, and usually they're older. It's kind of a given that your taxi driver is going to be an old man 90% of cases. So which is great because he knows the area, he knows the real deal. He's gonna and so they would take us sometimes to whatever great ramen place, my cousin and me. And so yeah, they were fun to speak about. Usually when you go to Kyushu, you want to eat tonkotsu ramen. The one that is based on tonkotsu means bone of a pig, pork bone, because it's a bit more intense, very flavorful type of broth that is made with the bone of pig bones, pork bones. And in Kyushu, they excel at that. Instead, when you are in Honshu, they excel. My favorite type of ramen becomes shio ramen, which is basically means salt ramen, and it's fantastic. That is in general my favorite type of ramen, regardless. But I've had some phenomenal tonkotsu ramen in Kyushu. Unfortunately, every time I try to eat tonkotsu ramen in the States, it's a bit too strong. I don't know. There is something about it that is not quite right. So when I'm in the state, I will follow. I will rather have a miso ramen, maybe. But in Japan, I've got my own favorites. I would be a great tour guide, by the way. Man, I would take you to the best places. Your favorite is miso ramen. Yeah, miso ramen is good. In the States, that's the one I eat most of the times. But in Japan, I go for shio ramen with extra chashu. Chashu is the sliced pork that you get, and they usually put it on top of on the edges of the bowl, the rim, since we talked about Skyrim, of the bowl. And I always ask chashu omori. Omori means you want, like, they will put a lot, and I am all for it. I'll eat the entire thing. Yeah, I don't even care about the sodium content. Nope. That's fine. I'll eat salad afterwards. I really don't care. I need to enjoy my ramen. Then when you're done with the noodles, right? But you still have a lot of broth, you have two options. Either you drink the broth, which you should, or you ask sumimasen, sumimasen, and then the waiter comes to you, hi, and then you tell them, kaedama onegaishimasu. Kaedama means they take a fresh dish of just noodles, and usually they add a couple of chashu, and then you can kind of reload your broth, and then you put the, if you're really hungry, kaedama, kaedama. Yeah, yeah, I know my ramen culture, my friends. Man, every Tuesday for 4 years, every Tuesday. That's how it is. So yeah, Johnny Somali is now going to be subjected to a full trial that might even go into 2026. Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it. He needs to be made of an example of, like, I'm sorry, but the guy is too defiant. He's turned regular people's lives that were just doing their job into absolute hell. He deserves it. Yeah, I solved the verified account only chat issue on Twitch. Yeah, it's solved. Do you have any bonsai at your home? No, no, I don't. Would I like one? Ooh, I don't know, because they do need quite a bit of care. So unless like my wife volunteers to take care of it with me, it would die. Imagine a world where an Italian knows a lot about pasta. Yeah, any types, any culture. If it's pasta, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. Play stupid, win stupid prizes. You're absolutely right. Stupid games, stupid prices. Yeah. Depends on the species. Oh, okay. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to bonsai. I just don't think I would personally be interested. Maybe if I had like at one point an extra room where I put everything Japanese, like my samurai armor, a few banners, like whatever, date banners and Tokugawa, sorry, Takeda, and then like you have a lot of Japanese things, then I guess a bonsai in there would look like mwah, perfect. But unless we have that, then probably not. We do have some extra rooms in this house that are empty at the moment, and who knows? A Japanese room would be kind of cool. For sure. All right, guys, opening chat for 10 minutes, and then we go back to focused on members. Opening chat for 10 minutes. Everyone, welcome back. Is bonsai something you do to a tree or a species? No, I think they are that way, right? Now I don't know how they got to that, but yeah. So let me see. What time is it? 6:45. We keep the chat open until 6:55. How about that? Hello. You train the tree. Ah, I see. Very cool. Hey, Melanie. So good to have you here. What about the art of repair katsugi? I think I have no idea about that. Unfortunately, Adam. Bonsai is a style, but some trees are better suited to traditional IC hunts. Thank you for explaining. If I was rich, I'd give you all memberships maybe one day. Thank you very much, Mark. I do appreciate the thought. It's very kind of you. Thank you. I mean, already there were a lot of them, like how many? 25 memberships were donated. And man, if I got 25 members every live stream, we would get to a point where the regular views and nonsense, like I would still post regularly, but I wouldn't be so, like I wouldn't care. If a video gets 10 out of 10, I'm like, who cares? We got the members. So I can't complain. Today was a very successful stream, in fact, and it's thanks to your generosity, guys. I really appreciate that. Never admit to breaking past in front of the Metatron. You're absolutely right. Talkavaya. Absolutely right. You keep a Lego bonsai? Maybe that would be an idea, Drumstick. Yeah, for sure. You like the helmet? Yeah, Channel. Thank you. Good to see you back. Today we've got the Maximilian helmet in the back. Froggy says, I received a gift and membership. I will send it on when I can. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. A Lego one could be good. Yeah, my wife would definitely build that because she loves building Lego. And she has recently built two Lego sets for me, in the sense that she wanted to build them, but she knew that I would have liked to display them. And I've got two Transformers. We've got Optimus Prime by Lego, and then I can't remember the name of the other guy, the yellow one. Bumblebee? Bumblebee, yeah. So she did both, and they are in the back. What's the pasta style tier list? Ooh, we should do a tier list of pasta, shouldn't we? Man, let me see if we can do a tier list of pasta. That's a very good idea. I think we should, shouldn't we? Let me see if I can prepare a little bit of a situation here very quickly. How many tiers do we need? S. Let me just write it. Let me just write it and let's see what chat thinks. I'll tell you what I think. So let me go into, we use a marker now. Yeah. Crayon, no. Maybe calligraphy brush could be cool. Yeah, no, let's just do brush. No, brush is too small. Thank you, Olof, for becoming a member of the channel. I really appreciate that. It's very appreciated. I'm gonna go for oil brush. So we need an S tier, ladies and gentlemen. We need an S tier. And then what? A, B, C, and D. This is gonna be very like homemade, guys, so don't get mad if the quality is not great. I'm just working for you. I'm just gonna share my screen now. I'm gonna have a nice situation here, just building a little bit of a situation. And then there you go. So we need to put some pasta in here. So what have we got? For instance, S tier. Well, first let's start with you say a type of pasta, I'll tell you where it goes. You say a type. That's the Italian perspective, my friends. Pasta should just be an S tier. Well, it depends. Conchiglie. Okay. I'm going to put conchiglie as B. Because they're good, but only with certain. Ooh, that's small. All right, let's make it bigger. Wait. We need to make this much bigger. How about we do a 22? No, we need it bigger. Let's do a 36. Yeah, 36. Oh, I actually misspelled it. That's so funny. Conchiglie, you muppet. All right, so conchiglie go here. That's where we put conchiglie, ladies and gentlemen. Next. Rigatoni. Rigatoni A tier, and I don't even care. Because, I mean, you get some good rigatoni with some proper sauce. All right, ravioli, guys. I'm gonna put ravioli in S because that filling, unbeatable. Cannelloni is S. Cannelloni is absolutely S, and I don't even care. It's getting a little packed in here, but it is. Life is life. Okay, so tortellini depends. I'm gonna put tortellini in A because they're not as good as ravioli for me, but this could change. Tortellini, guys. It's a little messy, as I told you. There we go. Next. You're hungry? That's what happens during my streams. Gnocchi. Yeah, gnocchi with pesto. Gnocchi are really good. But I'm not a huge fan of gnocchi with sauce, so I'm going to put it in B. And don't pronounce it gnocchi or you will be banned. Next. Ooh, tagliatelle S tier. I'm a massive lover of tagliatelle fresh pasta, like with egg. Ooh, oh my gosh, fresh tagliatelle. It's with bolognese. Mamma mia. Tagliatelle is S tier and I don't even care. Farfalle. Okay, if it were my wife, she would put it on S because she loves farfalle. I'm gonna put farfalle in B. So it's still good. Farfalle is great. Notice how nothing goes into C up to this point, but that's the Italian on me. Spaghetti is... you muppet. It's either A or S. I'll put it in A. Because I'm putting in S the stuff that is like, oh, I can't live without it. Yeah, okay, let me, okay. Spaghetti is great. And they go in A tier. No, spaghetti is not F. Come on. Orzo. So I know that in America, what you call orzo is what? It's like a little couscous, isn't it? Yeah. Angel hair is not great. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'll put it in C. So that would be, for us, capellini, I think. Probably. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. They're too thin. Am I right? I think, oh, yeah, orzo is like not my favorite. I'll put it in D. It's just that in Italian, I think, I don't know what we would call it, honestly, but if you're actually making couscous with the couscous specific sauce, then I love it. And fillings, and yeah, I like it. But when you make it as pasta, maybe for a kid, but I'm not a massive fan. It's just that in Italian, the word orzo, by the way, just means barley. Fusilli, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now, also, let's talk about penne. Now, penne rigate, go here. So the ones that have the stripes. Penne lisce, go here. Maybe even C. I'm not a fan of penne lisce. I'm putting them here, and I don't even care. Penne lisce. Arrest me. Arrest me. Rotini are all right. Maybe in B. Rotini. Rotini are all right. Vermicelli, D, because of the horrible name. Vermicelli are basically like very thin, kind of flat spaghetti, but very thin. It's just that vermicelli means little worms, and I hate it. I hate that name. I hate that name. So D. I don't know who came up with it. Yeah, let's it's medieval. I'm telling you, this is medieval. Some kind of medieval weird guy who just survived the freaking Black Death and had this great idea. But to me, like, who came with the idea? It's like, hey, let's come up with an idea with a name for this kind of pasta. What do you think? Well, it kind of reminds me of, by the way, what type of worm have you seen that is this long? I don't know, but whatever. Whoever came up with that idea should be censored. That's a horrible idea. Yeah, freedom of speech, that's the one time, because it's a crime. I told you, I'm a massive supporter of freedom of speech unless it's a crime. Well, it's a crime. Ditali, okay. Let's talk about Ditali before we talk Ditalini, because Ditalini are the smaller one. Ditali are the ones that are kind of, yeah, they are like this. We'll have to Google it, whatever. So, Ditali are good, particularly if you eat them with Ditali al ragu, when they have the stripes, the rigati. They're pretty good. So I'm going to put them in A. Ditali. And also, it's short pasta, of course. Now, long pasta is superior, but short pasta can work really well when you pair it like with lentils, like a nice lentils soup with Ditali. It's great. Or if you want to add them to minestrone, it's really good. Ditalini, it's not bad, but it's not as good, the small ones. So I'm going to put them here. Ditalini. I did not know this was going to happen, guys, but it did. Yeah. What else? Linguini. It's linguine. Linguine are all right. I still hate the name because it means little tongues, but linguine, I guess I'll put them in B. Linguine. There we go. And we already have rigatoni. They are here. Rigatoni are A tier, absolutely. Lasagne is S tier. Lasagne, S tier, absolutely. Lasagna is like when you're really hungry. No, it wasn't there, but now it is, Tolka. When you're really hungry, nothing beats a lasagna. The lasagna, or lasagna. Like in the South, we actually say it in the singular more often than in plural. Now let's talk about S tier, because it's Sicilian, and if you have a problem with it, I'll send the mafia to your house. And it's anelletti. These are little rings, and we use these for oven-baked pasta in Sicily specifically, and they are heaven on earth. So anelletti, S tier, glory to Sicily. Yeah, we have orecchietti here. They're all right. Oh, yeah, anelletti with oven-baked pasta. It's like a match made in heaven. Not the Sicily's heaven, but you know what I mean. Sicily's pretty good. Spaghetti hoops. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I know you call them like that. I hate it that you call them like that in the US, but it's not spaghetti. But whatever. I get it. It's fine. Pizza balla. Yeah. Pasta salad is okay, actually. Pasta salad is fine in summer. It's good when you put like a lot of like olives, like green olives and black olives, little fresh tomato, bit of sweet corn, some pasta in it, and you keep it cold and you eat it cold. Pasta salad is actually really good. What else have we got? Cappelletti are nice when they are. I would put cappelletti in B tier, but they would go lower unless they're fresh. Because to me, cappelletti gotta be fresh pasta. Yeah. You did not think this was going to happen today, but here we are. Cavatappi. Cavatappi, they can be fun. They go here. Which means bottle, like it's the bottle opener. That's what a cavatappi is, by the way. It's just a bottle opener. Manicotti kind of large. They're decent with good ricotta sauce. They're like, so put them here, manicotti. Man, this is the truth right here. This is the truth. You also have like spaghetti. Oh yeah, bucatini. Bucatini are the spaghetti with a hole inside. Usually you eat them with amatriciana because then the sauce goes inside a little bit. I like bucatini, but they're not as good as spaghetti. And since we put spaghetti in A tier, bucatini belong to B tier. Bucatini. I know that some Italians would disagree with this, and they could go to Dante's Inferno. Oh yeah, I know it's this pasta. I know the pasta. Absolutely. Yeah. What else? This is gonna be the official Metatron's guide to pasta. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Are we forgetting something that I'm gonna end? I'm gonna end this section, and then I'm gonna think when I rewatch it, if I ever rewatch it, I'll be like, wait, how did I forget that? What am I forgetting, guys? What am I forgetting? Also, you know, the position of tortellini can vary depending on the filling, because some tortellini are better than others. Like, have you ever had like tortellini with raw ham inside? Are great, particularly if you have a little bit of a spicy sauce with it. It's great. Yeah, the tortelloni, the big version of tortellini, to me is a downgrade, so I'm putting it in B. I don't need it. I like to, you know why? Because one thing I love about tortellini is when you get a spoon, whether it be tortellini with broth, which is a typical, very winter type of food that you have a lot in the, usually in the north, but everywhere, or whether it be the actual kind of dry tortellini with good tomato sauce and Parmesan cheese, or tortellini with pesto with a little bit of white sauce as well. It's all great. You take the spoon and fill it to the brim with tortellini, and then you eat it. You can't do that with tortelloni, so tortelloni moved to B. We do have, fettuccine. Fettuccine are pretty high. They are almost as good as tagliatelle. I'm putting them in S tier. I think you're seeing a pattern here, what I like. Risotto doesn't belong because it's rice, my friend, so sorry. Risotto doesn't belong. Yeah. Man, you guys know your pasta as well. You guys know your pasta. I think we got a good I think we got a good thing going on here. I think we got a good thing. Yeah. I mean, we didn't cover all types of pasta, but we definitely covered, I think, the most famous ones. Yeah, fettuccine are great. Ketchup pasta, you're banned. I'm gonna ban you right now. I'm joking. Man, it would be fun. Like, wait, can I choose? Wait. Yeah, I'm putting you in a 10 seconds timeout just to mess with you. But I just did that, and your message was deleted. It's just 10 seconds, mate. Just for fun. But yeah. Man, that was good. Metatron Meta Wife Cook Show. We should do that. We should do that one of these days. For sure. But yeah, no, I think this is a good idea. As you can see, a lot of the pasta is high because pasta is great. He's back. Pasta is great, guys. Pasta is great. No macaroni. So macaroni, C-C-H-E, macaroni is a type of pasta in Italy. Interestingly enough, I eat it occasionally, but I'll put it in CT. I mean, there is better than that. But yeah, macaroni are okay, I guess. Interestingly enough, if you go to the center of Italy, so like Lazio and sometimes even northern Campania, in areas like, for instance, Gaeta, that is very close between Campania and Lazio. It's like it's in Lazio, but it's close to Campania, whatever. In central Italy, oftentimes I noticed, and this actually blew my mind as an Italian, is that they use macaroni to just mean pasta. So they'll say, what are you having tonight for dinner? And they'll say macaroni, and they mean freaking rigatoni. And it took me some time to figure that one out, because everywhere else in Italy, northern or southern, including the islands, when you say macaroni, you only mean that specific shape of pasta. So that's an interesting cultural difference that happens, right? And yeah, it happens kind of in southern Lazio, northern Campania a little bit. Yeah. Stereotypical pasta stream. That's a pasta stream, all right. Freedom fries. I love McDonald's fries. I can, yeah, I love McDonald's fries. You gotta eat them fast though. Pasta, believe it or not, particularly if it's pasta like a minestrone, so it's involving like some kind of vegetable soup or like any sort of legumes, then it's actually better the day after. If you let it rest in the fridge and then you warm it up with a little extra virgin olive oil in the pot, it's actually better. So it's kind of at the opposite of what happens to a McDonald's fry, which dies after 5 minutes. But if you eat it within those 4 minutes and 59 seconds, then it's really addictive. I like a McDonald's fry myself. Thank you, Adam Lyons, for supporting the stream. Chef Boyatarde Spaghettios. Oh no, no Spaghettios. Anyways, this is my ultimate pasta tier. So go make anelletti, fettuccine, lasagne, tagliatelle, cannelloni, and ravioli, ladies and gentlemen. But I won't judge you if you enjoy the occasional spaghetti, rigatoni, ditali, fusilli, tortellini, and penne rigate as well. But then if we go to B, C, D, just for variance, like if you've had so much tagliatelle and lasagna that you're exploding, and you're like, you know what, today I just don't want the penne rigate, fine. Then make your freaking conchiglie. Well, you know, conchiglie with some vegetables are not bad, so that's fine. Probably conchiglie and gnocchi are the best in B tier here. I'm not a fan of bucatini. If that offends you, it's a you problem. I'm not a fan of bucatini. Penne lisce, no. No, the smooth pasta, no. Now, SS tier, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do it in blue. Give me the color, because this is art. This is art. Oil brush. SS tier, and we write it like this, is pasta trafilata al bronzo. Bronze filtered pasta. It's a way to make it. It is a way to make it. And it's incredible. Like they're very famous. There is a city that does it. Let me see if I can show you. Man, this was a plot twist. Plot twist, guys. Plot twist. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's a pasta stream. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Pasta di Gragnano. Gragnano is in Naples. Not in Naples, it's in Campania. So, yeah. Pasta di Gragnano. Gragnano is this town that kind of specializes in handcraft pasta. And what makes it very special is that you often find it in these kind of bags. And I think you also find it in the US, by the way. If you go to Publix or perhaps Trader Joe's, you might find it. I don't know why. 800 for 800, we're not getting a good picture, but whatever. What makes it special is that the way they use a machine that has a plate of bronze, and the pasta is pushed into shape when it's a dough through this bronze plate. And what that does is that it gives it a different texture. So it's all about the texture here, not the taste, the texture. And the texture is a little rougher. If you can see here, like it has a texture. Can you see it? So the way it complements any sauce you're going to eat with it is phenomenal. So if you never have in your life found pasta di Gragnano, I would strongly recommend you to try it. And you can see Gragnano Napoli because it's close to Napoli. And yeah, and it's written at the bottom here, and it says trafilata al bronzo. So if you see the word bronze, I personally absolutely love it. I think it's a massive upgrade from regular pasta. Once again, because of the texture that it adds, which then connects to the sauce in a really good way. You're welcome. All right, guys. So we're going to, now that we had this little pasta experiment, I'm going to read the chat, but I'm going to switch back to members. Still to say thank you to the members and the people who just became members. I am still going to read. Let's see, as usual, who's going to get the last comment. Let me read a couple of comments first, though. Let me see what you guys were saying. Chef Boyatarde Spaghettios. Yeah, I read that one. Thank you for the super chat. McDonald's fries starts turning back into potatoes the moment they get cold. Oh, no. Potatoes? Clap from Luna. Yeah, we were talking about pasta. We did a pasta tier.
Oh, my goodness.
extruded, I think. Yeah, that's probably part of the process. I'm about to switch back to members only because I did a little 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of everyone. We've had 25 memberships up to this point. It's been insane today.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they said it was fun. It was good. Yeah.
You guys are like the best.
Yeah,
That's
for
insane.
sure. Thank you. And also people on Twitch have been great.
Everyone
good sports.
On Twitch, guys, thank you so
good sports.
much. Y'all are just the best.
All right, let's do our usual game, guys. Let's see who gets the last regular chat slipped in, that slips in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Muppet. No one did. They tried, no one did. This time the shield was too strong. That's okay, right? So welcome again to the Inner Circle for the last section of the stream today. And today, sorry, yeah. I am getting a little hungry though because we've been speaking about pasta a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at one point I think I'd like to. Do we have some pasta? Maybe downstairs. I mean, I could make some pasta. I could make some sauce.
Oh yeah, of course. It depends on how long you're gonna be live for, but yeah.
Another 30 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah, I think we'll call it a night. Ciao, Meta Wife from Daniel.
Hi everybody. Hello, Sir Nicholas Daniel Edwards.
Nova's making mac and cheese now.
Oh, nice.
That's why we're called influencers, I guess.
And then Bestia Vils. Bestia Vils. Hello. The Legetu. Hello everybody on Twitch.
Yeah, I can make sauce in 30 minutes. Yeah, if it's not ragu and I'm just working with regular tomato sauce, I can make it in 30 minutes. And if you feel like pesto, you don't even need to make it. Pesto is ready. You just put it on the pasta.
Pesto, yeah.
We have pesto.
Yeah.
Ooh, I might. Yeah, I might.
Have a million
okay,
things of pesto.
so I'm having pasta al pesto tonight.
Okay.
I'm making some pasta al pesto tonight.
If I eat mac and cheese, has anyone tried the Goodles mac and cheese? Believe it or not, it's actually a brand by Gal Gadot.
I don't know who that is.
The Wonder Woman.
Oh.
It's actually her brand, but Goodles is like my favorite mac and cheese.
Is it this?
No, it's the colorful one.
This? Oh,
yeah.
these?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me show them. But let me find
They got rid of the best. Well, they probably, in my opinion, it was the best one. The Cacio Pepe one, I really liked it, but they got rid of it.
Yeah, let's show the screen. We're still.
Hi, Froggy Style. Hi, Adam.
So yeah, that's the Goodles that she's talking about.
They're really good. It's like protein, but it doesn't sound. It's not gross though. Like
no.
What's all this?
Oh, I don't know.
It's literally just yeah.
Yeah, this yeah.
It's really really good, and it's protein pasta, like protein mac and cheese, and it has like a lot of plants in it. So it's healthy. You've had it.
No, yeah. It was good.
It's healthy
I like
mac and cheese, but it's really good.
It's fine. I just consider it as an American food, and then I like it.
Yeah.
I do like it, and plus the way she makes it, she adds stuff. Like you used to make the Kraft one, was it?
I did. I used to make the Kraft one because, it's just, it's a classic.
Yeah.
And I would put salted, instead of regular butter, you use salted butter, milk, of course, and then I did cayenne. I would do Italian seasoning and garlic powder.
It's pretty good.
In there, mix it. And it was really good, yeah.
Yeah, we do have this downstairs, the mac and cheese 4-pack.
Yeah, we have the microwave ones too, but I don't like those as much.
Right.
I do like them. I still make them sometimes, but...
Another type of mac and cheese.
Ew, healthy food.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's still mac and cheese, but it's actually really good. I would just give it a shot if you haven't, just, Yeah,
there is I think a type of mac and cheese that is also nice is when we go to your grandparents in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
And your grandma actually makes it from scratch. I think she makes it like the sauce at least. Yeah,
it's just like pounds of cheese.
Oh yeah, probably not very healthy, that one, but it is good.
No, anything that, Southern food is made with a lot of love and a lot of fat
and salt, I guess,
and even collard greens, and I love some collard greens, but you would think it's greens, it's like spinach, and I forget the actual vegetable or whatever it is it's in it, but yeah, Southern ones is just full of butter. Sure.
And I'm pretty sure American ketchup is 98% sugar. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, the difference is like even Nutella or Nutella if you want, but in Italian we say Nutella. In Italy, 1 spoon of Nutella I think has like 8 grams of sugar, Let me see if I can Google it. But in America, it's a lot more. The same product, but it's a lot more. Let me see if I can Google it. So if I write, vediamo, quanto zucchero in un cucchiaino di Nutella.
Like how much sugar's in a spoon?
Yeah, of Nutella. There we go. So 9 grams of sugar. I was right. So in Italy, if you have,
a tablespoon or a teaspoon?
it's a teaspoon of Nutella, will give you 9 grams of sugar. But in the US, it's a lot more
It's
than
like
that.
19 or something.
I think it's like 21.
Oh my god.
I know.
It can't be for a teaspoon. A teaspoon's tiny.
Oh, well, let me
Maybe
see.
a tablespoon.
How much sugar is in a teaspoon of Nutella? Is in a, let's see teaspoon first.
There it is. Teaspoon of Nutella right there.
There we go. Let's see if it's as I remember, or if I'm wrong. Let's see. Approximately 15. There you go. So it's twice as much.
No, because you said 10.
9.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, at 9, the double is 16. It's almost twice as much.
No, 9 is double to 18.
No, 18. Oh, you're right. Sorry. You're correct. You're right. So not as much. Not as much. Yeah, but it is more. But look at this, though. At 2 tablespoons, there we go, serving as 21.
That's like pretty, yeah. That's,
Right. Okay.
But it still is a lot more sugar for
It
sure.
is more sugar. That was the point, yeah.
I actually, at World Market, there's a World Market, like a little bit away from us. And in there, you know how they have, if you have World Market where you are, they have a bunch of like sweets and candies from all over the world. I found some cool German ones, and they're called satellites.
Oh, yeah.
They're really good. They're like little wafers, and inside there's like, I don't know what they are. They're like little sprinkles, but they're really good. And there's like 50 in a packet, and the whole, like almost the whole packet is one serving, because it's like air. It's air with like a little bit of sugar, but they're really good. And then I found these, they're from Bon Bon, which is, I believe, a Swedish brand, and they're like sour fish.
Oh, yeah. Very sour.
But well, they're like the good sour, like the good kind.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because Swedish candy is like some of the best.
Have you ever had Nutella biscuits?
Yeah.
Nutella biscuits, they're great. These ones, yeah, I mean, I'm non-sponsored, I guess, but Nutella biscuits are really good. Even her dad really liked these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those too. They're really good.
Man, we need to get more. Look at this one as well.
We'll go to World Market soon.
We need to, yeah. Honestly, my favorite grocery store now in the US is Trader Joe's. I'm an absolute convert to Trader Joe's. I think they have phenomenal quality. It's great.
We love Trader Joe's.
We love Trader Joe's. And the...
Oh, they have. I actually made taiyaki.
Okay.
I made some.
Oh, really?
Because in Trader Joe's, they have this new thing in the freezer section, so you can literally just do Trader Joe's taiyaki there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
And you can get them in the freezer, and they're like the little mini taiyaki, and you can put them in the air fryer.
They're great.
So good.
They are great. Taiyaki, for those who don't know, is a Japanese sweet where it basically looks like a tai, which in Japanese means red snapper, the fish. And then inside, traditionally, you would put anko, so kind of the sweet beans.
The red bean paste, yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah, but these have custard, and it's also an option in Japan now. It's in fact very popular among kids.
And
with
chocolate.
Custard and chocolate. These come with custard, and they are really good. Did you make them today?
Yeah.
Really?
You want some? Well, I ate them earlier, like way earlier.
Maybe I should eat them after I have dinner, though, because I don't want to spoil my dinner.
Yeah, I'll put them
Yeah,
in the
you
air
see?
fryer.
Look at the custard.
I know, it's so good. It looks like cheese, but it's not.
No, it's actually custard, and it's high quality custard. I mean, Trader Joe's #1, guys. If you're in America or if you ever visit America, Trader Joe's #1. #2 will be Publix for me.
Yeah.
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 But #1
Publix is really expensive, though.
Yeah. Publix is expensive, and to me, it's not as good as Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's is a little cheaper. Well, quite cheaper, actually, compared to
I think
Publix.
it just depends on how much we get, because we get like a ton of stuff in Publix.
Yeah.
We should probably go to Kroger more, because Kroger
It's
is
cheaper.
like, yeah, you can get a pretty good deal at Kroger, or even like Walmart, you can get a really good deal at Walmart.
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is, because for me, if I want to have bread, then Publix up to this point is the place to go,
Yeah.
because they have baguettes that are actually a little on the hard side, which is how I like it, because I'm a European and my bread needs to be crunchy. Everywhere else,
Piggly
like,
Wiggly. No, we don't have one here, but there is definitely some in Alabama.
oh yeah,
Piggly Wiggly.
oh
yeah.
it's a grocery place.
I've never actually been inside one, but I know of them. I think it's like a grocery store slash like gas station. Maybe?
Yeah. Very nice.
Hello.
You still miss working in kitchen having deep fried chocolate bars.
Oh
Ooh,
wow.
wow. I mean, I don't know if I would deep fry. No, that sounds too
I
American to
want
me.
like a deep fried Oreo.
Yeah, no, that sounds too American for me. Just like the idea of putting a fry in a frosty or in a no.
That's the best. He won't
I
do
refuse.
it.
I
He won't
refuse.
do it. It's
No,
the best.
I refuse. No, I'll have my fries, and then after I'm done, it's dessert pudding, and then I'll have the frosty, like from what did I?
Wendy's.
Wendy's. That was a good frosty. Yeah, you can tell it. Yeah, we went from Italian pasta tier to American grocery store pasta tier,
Yep.
grocery store tier now, but here we are.
Can you ask them about the camera?
Oh yeah, which camera was it again?
Okay. Okay.
Because you're looking for a camera, yeah.
If anybody has, only if you're not using it, if you have a replacement, if you have a G7X Mark II or Mark III, Mark III probably.
Camera.
Yeah.
Is it a Canon?
It's a Canon. Yeah. If anyone has this camera and if you're willing to sell it, please let me know.
Yeah, she's really lucky. She used to have one and she was so sad that she couldn't find
I
it.
used to have one back in like 2022, and then I upgraded and I got my Sony that I currently have.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know. I missed this camera and I cannot find it to save my life. I think I sold it.
Many years ago, probably.
Yeah, and I tried to check on eBay. Can you move your hand because it's in front of...
Oh, sorry.
I think I sold it, and I tried to check on eBay, and they won't let me see. Anyways, if anyone had an extra one, or if you had one, if you don't use it,
Oh,
I
yeah.
will buy it from you.
Let us know. Let us know. Absolutely. Thank you, Bestia. You like the Armet? Yeah, it's a good helmet. New Armet coming soon.
Oh, did you talk about the live that you were on today?
Yes, yeah. The beginning
Yeah.
of the stream, we spoke about that, and then
Nice.
I moved on to pasta.
Good transition.
Yeah, I get that. That happens. So I'm just looking at the comments. Right, yeah, Trader Joe's is good. Kroger, let's go, says Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin. Oh my God, that's nice.
Mars bars in a wrap deep fried are a bit weird for some people. Yeah, someone was saying it's a Scottish thing. I don't know if it's Scottish, but it's very foreign to me. And Evil Black, I refuse to put fries in the frosty. I don't care.
Yeah, Aloha Boy. The reason why it's so high right now because like MSRP is like $7.99. That's like the retail price, but people are selling it for like over $1,000 on eBay because it's like really popular.
It became popular with like TikTokers and YouTubers and streamers, right?
Yeah.
And so now everybody wants it, and so price is dictated by demand, and I guess that happens.
Yeah. I actually did get a couple of like older cameras. There's one that I got recently, and I found that at a pawn shop. It was really cool. It's a Canon EOS M100, and it's a really good one. And then I got a Sony PowerShot. I forgot exactly which one it was, but one of them is from like 2017, and the other one is maybe...
Have a good dinner, Nova. Wanted to tell Nova's eating
Oh.
the mac and cheese.
Have a good dinner, Nova.
And in the meantime, while you're looking for that, I'll read...
the Sony PowerShot is from 2007.
Yeah, Channel for Commenting says, I find it insane how these trends go. There are far superior cameras that cost a fraction of that. Yeah, I think it's just a thing that then... Because I think it's a very good camera, though.
Oh, no, it is a very good camera. And, I mean, even the one that I got recently, that's like from 2007. Like, it only has 8 megapixels. But that's like, people are taking those kinds of pictures because it's like...
Vintage.
Vintagey looking. Even though I know 2007 isn't vintage yet. But it just has
Almost.
that kind of look.
Old school,
Yeah,
we
old
could say.
school
Old
look,
school
yeah.
look, yeah, kind of. You love photography. The Scottish Mozzarella was on a TV program. I think it was a trial. Oh, really?
I want to try, I believe it's Scottish. The drink, it's, I'm going to mess it up. Iron Brew. I want to try that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Iron Brew. It's like It's orange and it's in like a bottle. I
Ah,
think they have it at Publix
well,
in like the
let's try it.
international section.
I wish we could find San Pellegrino Aranciata San Pellegrino at Publix. The
Yeah, there it is, Froggy style iron brew.
very cool.
I want to try it. What is it? Is it carbonated? Is it non-carbonated? What's the flavor?
Yeah. If it's orange, I would think it's orange, but
Yeah,
maybe I'm
I don't
wrong.
know if it's orange flavor.
I used to do photography, videography, and film developing back in the day. Really, aloha. Cool stuff. Made from steel girders. I have a strawberry iron brew the other day. You have
Oh, nice.
various. It's soda.
It's soda. Oh, cool.
So you can kind of get, yeah. I do not miss ginger beer. I did not like ginger
I
beer.
love ginger beer.
I didn't
You
like
have
it.
them in like a Moscow Mule. I love ginger beer.
No, but I mean on its own, like as a soda in the UK, I
yeah.
never liked it. Very red,
Yeah.
obviously, but I never liked it.
I can go if you're only gonna be a bit longer.
Yeah, not that long. Not
Okay,
that long,
I
yeah.
go.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. Bye, chat.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Sam says ciao.
Ciao. Arrivederci.
Made from used kilts. That's funny. One of these nights I need to stream some more horror games. I miss playing my horror games at night with Twitch. The name comes from Glasgow's shipbuilding history. Does it? Oh, she's gone. Sorry, Adam. Raf, you must learn a bit more about Italo-Brazilian culture. I agree. I want to learn Portuguese, to be honest. You love horror games? Me too. I played quite a few. Let me show you. I did play... Whoops. Let's see. So on my gaming channel, Metatron's Protectorate, 200 videos, 18. So let me see. So as you see, that's the last one I posted, Little Ghouls and Ghosts. Of course, Oblivion. But yes, Soma finished the entire game. Phenomenal. Then, let me see, we got... Oh, yeah, the complex. I like anything complex related. Then, as you can see, I've got medieval stuff and all that. Of course, Amenti was kind of cool. Finished the whole game as well. No, it wasn't that long. I loved Death Letter Department. It's a shame the video didn't get many views because, like, this one got 11,000 views. And, of course, Warhammer, it's great. But this one deserved so many more views because I love this game. I love this game. Not for everyone, though. Complex footage. Finished that one. Then I have a whole playthrough of Centurion, Defender of Rome. Death Faces Prologue was a bit meh. Let me see, horror. Night Security, loved it. I loved Night Security. It was a great Japanese horror. I think it's Chilla's Heart, isn't it? Coagulation Station is, again, one of my favorite little horror games. And I will have an interview with the developer. He says he watches my videos. You like my weapon videos? Well, yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of everything on my gaming channel in general. Welcome to Kowloon was a nice horror game that I finished. Egg Fried Rice is kind of silly. I liked it. Echoes from the Abyss, another full... Yeah, I mean, as you can see, Wrong Floor, I'm Not Human. We got a lot of games here. Apart from the classics, Morrowind, Half Sword, September 7th was a little too linear, but I liked the graphics. So we got a lot of games. A lot of games on this channel. So, yeah, and I posted today. So, yeah. I like enjoying people watch and play horror games. Me too, Adam. I usually watch, what's her name? Gab Smolders. The one with your face superimposed into the Centurion. Yeah, I know. It was kind of funny. It was a fun playthrough. I actually managed to become Caesar at the end. So I did finish the game. Because, you know, with all the games, they can be challenging, my friend. They can be challenging. Did you finish Ghosts and Ghosts? Yes. I finished it in hard difficulty. I just finished it the other night. I still have to put together and edit the the playthrough. But yeah, I finished it. I had to do it twice, of course, in a row. But I did finish it in professional difficulty. I did do it. I still have it, guys. Because I mean, yeah, I used to play these as a kid, and I thought maybe I won't be able to finish it, but nope, I did it. I live streamed it, the whole game. Mr. Metatron, a very lucky man. I agree. Wizard and Warriors, never played that one. Yeah, Chilla's Art games are pretty good. I usually, whenever they release a game, I play it. Maybe there is also the fact that some of these, because they're set in Japan, the majority, they kind of give me a little bit of a nostalgia rush. That's probably what it is. The same reason why I love replaying periodically Forbidden Siren or Blood, what is it called? Gosh. Siren Blood Curse, there you go. I like replaying them on rotation, finish them, and I like playing them on rotation. Have you watched Forged in Fire Skills? Back in the day, I watched it a little bit, but I was never like a huge fan. I watched it though. Some people were really good. It's just that I get a little bored after a while. It's not exactly my type of thing. But I see why it was so popular. It's like cool. A bit like Deadly Warriors. You remember that? They even made 2 video games for the Xbox 360, which were kind of fun to play. Forged in Fire was fun. Yeah, sure. Do I ever play games with my wife, with Meta Wife? Yeah, we do. We even have a couple of playthroughs together here on Metatron's channel. We recently played Diablo 4, but usually when we are offline, we play Civilization together. She loves Civilization as a series. Oh, NES game, an NES game, Wizard and Warriors. I may have tried it now that you mention it, maybe. Against each other or co-op? Usually co-op. We usually play co-op. Occasionally we do against each other, but even Heroes of Might and Magic, she loves it. We, yeah, even when we started dating, some of our dates, we would go somewhere, we would eat, Waffle House, or maybe we'll go to IHOP, whatever you want, and then we go back home, Heroes of Might and Magic, and let's play. We did that. And that we would do either against each other or co-op versus AI. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like literally, if grandkids in the future. So how was your first dates with grandma? I guess, and I'll say, oh yeah, Heroes of Might and Magic. Yeah, exactly. Winter Suns. It is wholesome. Yeah, I agree. It's good to have. I think the common hobbies. It's we also have our own independent hobbies. It's not like my wife is into armor; she's not, and I'm not into makeup. But then again, we also have these overlapping our hobbies, and where we can enjoy like playing games together, spending time together. It makes it very easy to plan activities together, of course. But when it comes to the hobbies that we don't overlap, then I don't judge her and she doesn't judge me. So as long as we have a certain budget, and a part of that budget goes into a little bit of splurging if we have good months, then what she does with that extra money is on her. She can do whatever she wants, and so can I. So if I want to buy a helmet, she doesn't have a problem with it, and if she wants to buy a bag, I don't have a problem with it. And to me, that's the way to do it, right? And that's that. Heroes of Might and Magic 4 is best in co-op. Yeah, I mean 4 is a little bit. I still like it. It's just that 4. Personally, I enjoy 4 the campaign. It's just that I don't know. It's not as good as 3 or even 6. I would prefer 6 over 4. But 4 is fine. Some people absolutely hate it. No, I still play it on occasion. It's just it is what it is. And you can both be into hair care precisely. I am the one with the longer hair, by the way. I would like to underline. Yeah. Her hair is pretty long, but mine is longer. I appreciate that, Filth. Thank you so much. Yeah, great community. I agree. I mean, today we got 25 membership gifted on the channel, and that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And then the other day on Twitch, one subscriber donated 100 subscriptions on Twitch. Subscriptions on Twitch are the same as members on YouTube. 100. I had never seen. I have seen it happen to like big streamers, but I had never happened. That never happened to me in 12 years, and I'm like 100. It's insane. Like in a good way. I'm very grateful, of course, because it really gave a massive boost to a bump to Twitch, and I'm really hoping to be able to continue grow my Twitch community as well, because it's always good to have. You can't have all eggs in one basket. So like if all you do is YouTube, yeah, now it's going well, but what happens if it stops going well or if it goes down? At that point, if you're also very successful on Twitch, maybe you're successful on Kick. I'm not, but some streamers do that. Maybe you're also successful on Patreon, and this way, if one thing doesn't do well, you can compensate with the rest. But if you put all your eggs in one basket, it's just, and that's what I have done. It's a mistake I've made. I've always grown my Patreon community. I'm one of the early, really founding members of Patreon, which is why I actually have like a big discount. I don't give, they only take 5%, so I get 95% share of Patreon donations on Patreon because I'm one of these pioneer accounts. Now they don't give these type of share models unless you're like some kind of giant, I guess. But so yeah, I've been growing that one, but I wish I started streaming on Twitch sooner. I really do. But here we are, better late than never. I've been streaming on Twitch a lot at night, doing a lot of gaming, playing a lot of games, and it's growing. Cypher says you need to find a whale that donates $500 every stream. Well, I mean, sure, but at the end of the day, I think that person that donated 100, I think that is about $500. So that's what he did. I think that's why you're mentioning it. Yeah, which I'm very grateful, of course, for. But I'm grateful for anything. Like anyone, I donate $5. I am grateful for it. There we go. Thank you, Evil Black, for donating 5 membership. There we go. We hit 30. We hit 30 members. I keep getting confused. 5 members on. Thank you so much, Evil Black. You're great. I really appreciate that. And again, I'm grateful for everything. Everything helps. Every little bit helps. Think about it. 30 members, right? In one stream. It's if something similar happened every stream, that would mean that after only 10 streams, you would have 300 more members. That is a massive growth. I know that there are channels that have like 10,000 members, but I still don't feel like that. I still feel like I'm a guy with a camera. I'm like you. I'm like, wow, things are going great. But I'm not like a freaking giant that makes millions of dollars, right? So things like this really make, like numbers like this, like 300, 400 growth of membership is big for me. It makes a massive difference. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Evil Black. There we go, Shadow Seed. So now you're part of the inner circle. You're in the memberships as well. I'll do some polls, by the way, for members, and I'll do some polls on Twitch too. On Twitch, we'll do polls to choose games to play, and here we'll do polls to choose topics for live streams, particularly the Friday ones that are dedicated, and then we'll do polls to maybe start making some videos for members, like at least maybe one video a month could be a good idea since membership is growing. I donate because I am grateful. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Evil Black. Very cool. So we're going into the last 10 minutes of the stream. So I'm going to switch to open chat. But of course, do remember, anyone who has received a gifted membership now, today, 30 people, do remember that the every live stream, there are at least 30 minutes dedicated to members-only chat. So, and of course, I always stream 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And then on Fridays are these extended sessions for members. Welcome, welcome. And your first Thunderwing, there you go. That was quick. That was quick. Appreciate that. Appreciate Olaf. Thank you for the support. Free at last. Yeah, Thrash, absolutely. I wonder what game I'd like to play a little bit tonight. If I'm not too tired. If I'm not too tired tonight, I'll play a little bit, maybe an hour stream. I know that, I mean, if I really want to explode on Twitch, I probably should start doing like 5-6 hour streams. I mean, this is in multi-stream though, so at least this also counts for Twitch. And then for the gaming content, yeah, sometimes I just do an hour at night. Other times we have done 3 hour streams at night with playing games on Twitch. We've done that. You can make a living from it, don't you? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a full-time content creator. I've been for a while, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I can't complain. I see, Thunderwing. As long as you enjoy it, that's what matters, for sure. You were talking to Adam, but yeah, I agree. That works for everyone, really. Don't forget that whenever there is controversial truth from Raf, a lot of crazy people who wildly, yeah, I know, people get mad because the reality is that, and that's what I said on Twitter the other night, and I stand for it. The I that makes the difference between, the letter that makes the difference between based and biased is an I. And to me, it's a good symbol. It's very symbolic because it's the I, meaning the feelings, that make you get offended by the truth. So if you remove the feelings from it and you're just about the facts, whether you like them or not, that's when you remove the I and you get based. This is how I see it. This is how I see it. Tim F, good to have you. You thought I was a floating head? How am I a floating head? Time you enjoyed wasting was not wasted. I absolutely agree with that. Man, the amount of time I spent painting miniatures, Warhammer. I need to do a Warhammer painting stream. I know Nicholas likes the idea 100%. But yeah, that's one thing I like about members and Twitch is that I get to know you. Like I remember your name, I know what you like, and that it's easier with member, not because I don't care. I mean, I do remember some of you, like Melanie, for instance. You're not a member, but I do remember you because you're often commenting on streams. And did you see there is a new Kickstarter to make Heroes of Might and Magic a tabletop game? Yeah, I was thinking backing it. I'm not sure. I still haven't decided if I want to back it or not, but I considered it. I've considered it. But I'd say that's one thing I like with members is that I remember you because it's a smaller subset, you could say, of people. And so it's easier to kind of build that. It makes it easier to make conversation also because I kind of know. So yeah, that would be nice. You can use the models in the game too. Sure. Camouflage hoodie. Like, oh yeah. Oh, okay. It took me a minute. It took me a minute. I guess this would work in an urban environment since it's gray. It's camouflage when you are in a town. If it was like Command and Conquer. I don't know if you could hear it, but that was my tummy. I'm getting hungry. I need to go make that pasta in a little bit. So yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, Melanie. Thank you for joining the streams. It's my pleasure. The least I can do is try to remember, the people that are supporting all of this. The least I can do. It's just, sometimes it's a lot of people. Sometimes it's a little smaller. It kind of depends. Anyways, I think, guys, since my tummy is protesting, and I appreciate hearing that, Bestia. Thank you. The comment about the voice. I think I'm going to go to, not to sleep. I'm going to go make that pasta. So thank you very much for joining the stream. I really appreciated it. I might edit up the little pasta tier list and post it as a video. I might do it. I don't even care if it gets 10 out of 10 at that point. It's for the core, for the people that really need to know. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, guys. I will see you possibly tonight on Twitch to do some gaming. Alternatively, I will see you tomorrow. Keep posting as usual. And remember to subscribe, please, because right now YouTube has decided that I shouldn't grow on the channel. So I appreciate any subscription if you haven't. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Good night. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for your generosity.